is why I got to say, wherever you go, teach the word, teach them right, teach the word about your people, teach them right.
Teach the word about your people and teach them right. It's Friday again, folks. The closing argument is right here. Do us a favor, share the video, invite somebody, tell somebody else. The closing argument is on. It does takes a lot of people to build a nation, but it takes one person to ruin it all.
Some of them won't run a mile. The world knows your people. There's a nation of crooks.
If you're joining us for the first time, we want to welcome you to the closing argument.
Should always keep the eye. Oh.
Liberia Premier platform where we bring you nothing but authentic information.
There's a nation of drug lords. Everyone blames your people.
As we embrace ourselves to get ready for the rest of the panelists to join us, we ask that you do due diligence. Share the video, invite somebody, tell somebody else to come and be a part of the conversation tonight. It's going to be a heated one, I can tell you that. It's Friday night. Everything is coming out. A whole lot of things going on in Liberia. And, of course, in our various communities that we will be discussing today. As I can see, gradually the panelists are coming on. Keff Hassan is already in the building. Dr. Peabody is already here.
Teach them right. Teach them word. Your culture. Teach them right. Teach them right. Teach them word. Religion. Teach them right. Teach them about Rastafari.
Teach the word and teach them right. Teach them about your people and how we can transform our nation together. And that's part of the reason why you have the closing argument here, folks. We want to welcome all of you, as often said. But go ahead, share the video.
It takes 1,000,000 people to build up their good reputation. But it takes one stupid fool to destroy everything they've done. The world knows your people.
Joe J. One Way, welcome to the show.
Well,
He says, good evening. I'm following live from Johnsonville. Great to see you.
take it upon yourself to restore your nation's dignity. Whoa. You go. Teach the word. Teach them right. Teach the word. Teach the word. About your people. Teach them right. About your nation. Teach the word. Teach the word. Teach them right. About your religion. Yeah. Teach them right.
Big Smoke, Got It Williams, Thompson B. Boz, Kosa James, Liberian historian, Alfred Dennis, Mark Woolley joining us.
Together, respect you deserve. When people see your kind, some of them would run a mile. The world knows your people. There's a nation of crooks. Everyone around you should always
Money Don,
oh.
Yata Burnett,
The world knows your nation. There's a nation of
Bookman's son,
everyone blames your
Elizabeth Bowen,
the destruction of the world. Take it upon yourself to
Thompson B. Ball,
the nation's dignity. Whoa.
he said, Thompson said Lucky Dube was a prophet. Imagine everything that he talked about in his music is now coming to pass. Liberia is a typical example. We have this silly old, I'm not going to read the rest.
Everywhere you go, teach the world. You people, teach the world.
Adilu Ashala,
Teach the world.
the man Aliyu Kamara is also in the building. Donnie Blako, Robert Kadir,
Teach the world. Religion. Teach the world. Teach them about Rastafari. Teach the world. Your nation. Teach them right. Teach them about shaming the world. Your people. Teach them right. Teach the world.
Some people just know that the best rate for
All right, folks. Let's give us a split second here. This is,
I'm on the show, guys. Welcome to the closing acumen, guys. Let me just recognize a few people, but I don't want to forget before I roll this show. Lofa, the other guys are joining us shortly. Before I roll this show, I'd like to just send a special congratulatory message to our friend. If I forget, I don't want to forget. Mrs. Sylvina Cole. Mrs. Sylvina Cole graduated with a master's in cyber defense. We want to congratulate Sylvina. We'll talk about this more, but to all those who are graduating, to all our fans and the children who are graduating, I want to wish them a happy graduation. You know, I just came from work, so I got to take this up. But Sylvina, we are proud of you for the great work you do. Master of Cyber Defense. Excellent job. We wish you all the best. Sylvina, we're going to talk about this more when other guys come. We'll send you a special treat. But to everybody, the guys will be joining us shortly on the closing acumen. I believe we should be bringing a group in shortly for a couple of minutes to talk about some concerns and stuff like that. So we'll ask you to join us. But let me recognize some of our great fans that are watching. Juj One-Way. Good evening. I'm following from Johnsonville. Thank you so much, Juj. Big Smoke Godfrey William. Hello, guys, watching from Sydney, Australia. God bless you, my friend. Thank you for watching. Thompson B. Boss, watching from Sydney. All the Australian guys are there. I want you to know our man Patrick Bodie Kennedy. He's in Australia too. Kosa James is watching from Bond City, Nima County. Thank you, Kosa. Muku Umana Aku. Good evening, everyone. I see her in the back. We're gonna be bringing them on soon. Liberia historian. Nice music. Alfred Denny. I see you, friend. I send you, friend Lofa. Can you accept? Makule, hello. I'm watching from Johnsonville. Aaron Zahn. He's following up from Rehab ELWA. Awesome. Adulu Oshala. Good evening from Ibadan, Nigeria. Wow, great. Nigeria. All right. Welcome, Nigeria. And Yata Burnett, watching from the Sunshine State of Florida. Yeah, beautiful city, man. Florida is always beautiful. I'm holding down. Great show. We will follow. Thank you for joining us. Bookman's son, Lofa, your camera is bad. Mark Ware. Great job, guys. Elizabeth Bawan. Hi. Humanitarian Network. Good evening, everyone. We are here representing awesome Humanitarian Network. Aliyu Kamara. Hi, brother. Hey, Aliyu. Good to see you. Donnie Bligo. Hi, guys. Please share the show. Yes, share the show, guys. That's what we want. Keep sharing the show. Like, put it in every chat room, man. Folks want to watch this. This is exciting. The closing argument is just one of the best. Breakable Powell. You can hear me now? Breakable Powell. You see my voice too low. I gotta be yelling. We'll take calls. We'll take a couple of calls today. Vivian Dodo Ado. Hi, Lofa. Hope on the show. So what she say? Yeah, hope you have a favorite show tonight. Liberia must do better. JMB, Macwell, GMB, Wild Country Caring. Seattle, Chelsea, P. Norris. If I don't hear my name, I'm shutting this whole show down. I already not call you. You see that? So what's up? Eleanor Davis. I'm watching. Bruno Bridgewell. Hey guys. Aaron Zion, great job. I'm watching from Rehab. The Table Talk. Good evening, everyone. All right. George Wanye. I'm watching from the SD Cooper Road. Thank you, George. Saul Henry. Good to be here. Salomani Swasise, following from Philly. All right, my Philly brother. Good to have you on. Sanu Kane, Hill Incorporated, Others Hotel Swa, Joseph Kola, watching from Liberia. Barclay Prince, watching from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Hey, brother. Elizabeth Bowen, watching from Maryland, Gettysburg. Beautiful area, man. Welcome, Elizabeth. You'll tell me, sorry for mispronouncing your name. James Naffo, watching from Washington, D.C., USA, for the goodness of God upon the show. Who here again? Winifred Swift, our only sister there. Good to see you, Winifred. Bookman, you say you're watching from Venezuela, brother. You better be careful. Hugo Chavez used to be over there. You better be careful of Hugo Chavez, I think he's gone now. They got another teacher there too in Venezuela. Crazy. But guys, good to see you, Lofa. Good to see everybody. We got a couple of friends, folks in the back. I think we need to bring them on. And let's talk about what's going on today. And they're going to tell you why they are here on what's going on. So we ask you to just keep sharing the show. A lot of people, I do the same. Just share it. Miss Love Hookin is watching from Smyrna, Delaware. Welcome, Law. Ma Mary Gonga's son watching from Iowa. Thank you, guys. God, just share it. We normally will share the show in all our chat rooms and everything. And people every day people ask me, I'm not getting the show. But we just say go on the closing argument. Click media closing argument and you will get us. Sako Supu Dubber. Who do want to say I'm a crook? All right. Go before me to go, okay? All right. So we we are here to talk about it. So good to see you. Welcome, everybody. So welcome to the closing argument, guys. Welcome. Let's do this. Julius, introduce our guest tonight. Introduce our guest.
Well, I mean, First and foremost, let's start off just acknowledging and appreciating our audience. Great to be on here today. It's Friday night, exciting. A lot of us don't have to be to work tomorrow, so you all know how it is. And those of you who got to be to work tomorrow, that's the same thing. You got bread coming in. At least you won't have to go 3 months without getting paid, right, Dr. Peabody? You support that statement?
Oh yeah, I'm doing good, man. I don't have to go that long to wait to get paid,
Well,
So
that's good. But I
you
mean,
know.
we have our studio guest in here today, and they're from the humanitarian organization. And the reason why tonight's conversation with them, we hope it's gonna be a fiery one because, again, we said good behavior starts in our communities and then gets to the national level. But if you all can record, there was an incident with an elderly woman who was beaten. Allegedly, they claimed that she was a witchcraft, and in the process, she died. Unfortunately, so these individuals, I mean, they were involved in having several things done from start to end, and this is why they are here. They are here to provide report to the public as to funds that may have been solicited and how these funds were used. But they will go in detail as far as who they are, why they are here, and why it is necessary to update the public on their, their decision to support or help the elderly lady. So in the studio we have Brother Sando Kanen, and of course we do have Muku Agu as well, part of the organization that are here. So, but they will definitely do what they're supposed to do, introduce themselves in detail, and then we'll jump into it. Before we jump into our political conversation, we start governing from our community, and then we go to the national level. So it's important that these kind of conversations are held so that we all learn from the process. So we want to say, Sister Grace, welcome as well, and welcome to our studio guest, Dr. Peabody. I'll hand it over to you, and then we can move on from there.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, Grace. Grace, good to happy Friday, Grace. Good to see you. Welcome, and welcome, Mr. Cunning, and welcome, Muku. I'll just call you Muku. I'm not going to be saying the other one if I get in
All
trouble.
right. Yeah, that's why I just cut it
So,
short.
but yeah, Muku, welcome. Welcome
Thank
to
you. Thank you.
the
Thank you,
closing
guys.
acumen. We are glad to have you today, and one of you guys begin. I believe Samuel, or I'll give the lady the chance, the first to
Ladies.
start, to tell us why she's here today.
Hey, everyone. I'm Muku Oluma Agu. Okay, and I represent my Africa and Humanitarian Network, and we are here. And it's an honor to be on your platform. And cousin Henry, what a shame! You can't even pronounce my middle name. What a shame! But I'm here.
Okay, good to have you. Good to have you.
You are muted.
Mr. Connor,
Mr. Khan, yeah.
Mr. Connor, you can get us.
You are muted.
Your device, you are muted or something. Something's going
Okay,
on.
now you're fine. Put your volume on. Increase your volume.
All right. While he's
We're
getting
still
his stuff
Okay.
worked out.
And another person needs to come on, Julia. Sorry for interrupting you. Tell me she was running late, and I think she's supposed to be back in the back studio or something. I don't know. Can
if
you
she
see her?
if she appears to be driving.
Okay, there
Can
you
she
go.
park? Okay.
She's sitting in the car. She's not driving.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, guys. Let begin. Muku.
So, hey everyone, I'm Moko again, and I am with Humanitarian Network. I would have loved for Sanu to come on to make the formal introduction. But before we proceed, Thelma, you can unmute yourself and introduce yourself, and then we can start from there. And Thelma will be able to give some detail before I come in.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Thelma, welcome.
Thank you. Sorry, parents. Do you take calls? So I'm in a car.
It's all
Um,
right.
my name is Thelma Wise. I'm also the founder and CEO of TS Voice Handwork and Liberia Our Heritage. So we came together and founded Humanitarian Network, which consists of every different organization in the diaspora and in Liberia. So get rid of the conflicting aspect in helping people where you have a kids come out. Take for example, Kwame Reese come up with a kids, and then John Brown organization take up the kids, and then another organization take up the kids. Then my organization take up the kids, and we have that conflicting um, thing all over. And sometimes the people utilize that to kind of draw from people, but rather for every one of us to come under every organization comes under one umbrella, and together we all still maintain our various organizations, but we are working on a humanitarian network with one goal, one purpose, and one mission to have our people in our country receive the help and betterment that they deserve. Muku?
Yes, and Sano is here now, but I don't know what's wrong with Sano device. Sano, we gotta change that laptop for you,
Did
okay?
you unmute?
I don't know. You on your laptop or you on your phone? You have to give permission to SteamYard to access your microphone.
All right, guys. We'll do the technical stuff in the back. And
Mhm.
one of you guys call him in the back and handle that, and one of
So
you can start us with
so
the.
like what Thelma was saying that we all came together. Sano reached out to us, and that's how we founded the humanitarian network. So, but we the one of the reason of which we requested to come on your platform is to one introduce the organization to our Liberian people around the world, and then give financial report on the fundraiser and burial of the late man Teresa that was mocked to death in Liberia. So that's why we are here. And then secondly, we have some misunderstanding with our finance being given, and it was not used for the purpose of which it was used for, which of course Lofa Julius we gave you all the necessary information. So in order for us to proceed, and we can start with the first, the transfer that was done to that was given transfer to
Okay, hold on a minute.
Sano,
So you
and then
said that
uh-huh.
uh, uh, about the lady that you guys raised some money, the lady that was beaten to death because they
Hmm.
said that she was witchcraft, right?
Yes, yeah.
And she was beating. We all saw that story, how she died and all of that. And you guys were taking responsibility of raising money to help her, to help bury her. So tell her what happened then.
So tell me, you want to go?
I wanted to ask a question quick before they come in. I'm
Okay, go ahead.
confused here because I'm just actually hearing about the organization. Number one, number two, there was a guy in Minnesota who took on this case, right, Mr. Budi?
That we'll get to that point. Let's
Okay.
yeah, we'll get to that point. I'm saying, let me work with Sando in the back really quick, Dr. Peabody, and then we'll go.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Go
So
ahead.
to
TS.
come to that, um, Chris, I'm sorry, I can't really see the thing is small. So if I miss your name, I'm sorry, but I think that's Chris there, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Grace.
All
Yeah.
right, I'm my bad. To come to that, so
But
as I said,
let's talk about the old lady first. That's a good
yes,
question.
that's where
Okay.
I'm
Talk about the
going.
old lady.
We're going straight to her name is Man Teresa. When I saw the video on Facebook, um, some people who knows me over the past years, 9 years or so, would take these videos and send them my way and say, hey, Sensor Pricing needs help. So when we saw the video, I instantly contacted Muku, who is online here, and Pastor Tony, and I said, hey, we have these kids, and you all know in Africa, that's how they treat old people. Once you are old, you are a witch, and it's an ongoing thing. So what can we do to help this woman at the same time to change the narrative of people in Liberia? So we, Muku and Pastor T, who is not here today, instantly jumped to
Facebook
the
Live.
calling and say, hey, okay, let's do live and see what we can raise to help her. I said, first thing first, we need to locate her. So we sent our team in Liberia to Ahmad. Ahmad, who is the boy that posted the my video on Facebook, the one that was doing the video. I instantly contacted him on Facebook and we sent our team to him. But it was late at night. So that night, he told the team, come back in the morning and I'll take you guys there because it's late. So early that morning, the team got to him and he took them at the Oma house to where the Oma was. When they got there, Michael Bleedy, niece, and I think brother was already on the scene about to transport the old man to the hospital. So my team and Ahmad will later meet up with them at the JF hospital. When they got there, they hang here. I spoke with Vema, who was over the Oma at that time, and I told her about my network. At that time, I have raised 1,000. I think it was still 1,600 and some dollars at that time. So I told her, hey, I sent her a screenshot. Since you're already in the hospital, I got my team. I'm gonna work directly with you, and my team will have to, sit back, but you will have to keep me posted directly through this. And yes, Amma, we all can work together. So she said, okay. And I told her I'll call the next day, which was the day after the woman got admitted to the hospital. We had a meeting in the background with Muku and Pastor T. I told them that we have the Oma, we give people update on Facebook, and we work with them ever since. I raised the total of 1,000. Sano, you want to be precise with the amount?
Julius have the information. I sent it to him.
Well, you can still state the number, please. Just state the number, and if you
Yeah,
need
I
me to put
can't.
the
I
QC up,
forgot. I got a lot of
go
stuff.
ahead.
Just give me a minute. I'll go and get it.
I think it was 1,755 or 1,000.
All right.
Well, that was the total that I raised at that time to help with the OMI ongoing process. But then I later on the next day when I sent Amma to the hospital, Amma was denied access to the OMA, which of course he said Sano has sent him over as well, but he was also denied access there. So I gave him the assurance. I said, Vema is going to let you get in, but I need you to go there and see what's the start of the OMA. And we all need to work together so that there can be confusion on Facebook. We have this group here and this group here and this group here. So Vema told me, well, I have my uncle who sent me here. And that was how she connected me to Michael Bleedy. I immediately contacted Michael and I told him what I had raised. And he said he had established a GoFundMe, which had $400
At the time.
at the time, for $500 at the time, for which he deposited his own personal 500. So the GoFundMe was empty. So I said, well, that's good. We can just work together. So I decided to do a live update on the All My Kids. The day I did the live, Sano, Sis Orita, those were different team on the other side working alongside with Ahmad as well. I didn't know about this old man. So they all got a message, send me a message and say, hey, Thelma, we see you going live with, and giving update on the old man, but we are the one working and, trying to help her. So after my live, I contacted them immediately and that's how I got to know Sano. Sano said he had already contacted Mr. Bleedy and they had a little misunderstanding. I tried to calm the situation. I talked to Sano. He's like, okay, because of you, we will allow him come on board. And I talked to Vermont, and then I talked to Ahmad. I said, we all need to scratch our differences. This is not about us, but rather this is about an elderly woman who has gotten beat or who got beat, and she needs us more than anything. So we need to put our differences aside, which we did. Sano created a group and added every one of us, the Mr. Bleedy, me, Sis Orita, who was the nurse on ground from the U.S. She was also working alongside with Sano. She's a nurse, and Vemo, and there was another girl called Fit, who was also in the hospital with Vemo at that time. So we all got in a group. I called a meeting. Claudia, who was part of the media department, who made, I think she made this interview possible. It's long past due. I know. We got in contact with Claudia through Sano and the rest of the team. I can't really capture everybody's mind right now, so I don't want anybody to say I left them out. But we were a total of, I think, 17 people on the team. We came together. We had a meeting. We formed a board, and each board member was assigned a task to be done um, with the old lady. And one of the tasks that was assigned to me was to continue to host the meeting, raise funds, and bring the team together. If we find anybody out there who wants to be a part, we can bring them on board. While Michael Peabody was going to continue to be in connection with the medical team to make sure everything come together. It wasn't too long. We received the worst news possible that the old lady has passed. So when we got the news that the old lady passed, we decided to call another meeting. We called a meeting, we discussed it and say, hey, we need to find it. The first thing first for me, I believe in protocols. I believe in appropriate steps. So I told Sano, sometimes when people are alive, they have nobody, but when they die, that's the time all the family can come around. So we need to find the family before we can make any decision over her body, which he agreed. We immediately ran to it. We called another meeting. In that meeting, Michael Bleedy said he wanted to go to Liberia. So then we assigned him, when he gets to Liberia, he will oversee the old lady body.
Can we
And
get to the point because of time? We're actually to just fast forward so we can get to the point. All right.
okay, I think Sano, because I don't know how to fast forward. So, well, okay, Michael Bleedy was supposed to be in charge of the body. We discussed how much was the total amount from his account, that his GoFundMe, his cash app, mine GoFundMe, mine cash app, and what Sano has raised. And we came up with the total, which is on the spreadsheet that you guys have. So the agreement was they all would take their funds and send it to me, and I will be in charge of distributing the funds. Surprisingly, after the meeting, the very next day, I got a text and a call from one of the group member. What's her name again? Kebe? From one of the group members, she said, you need to turn the money over. So I'm like, I called Sana. I said, what is going on? Which money? The money your organization raised. So I said, but the money my organization raised it. You guys did not know about it. I told you that I have this money in my possession, and I have raised money over the years. Now nobody can tell you I've taken a penny. So what is this coming from? We just had a meeting last night. But anyway, to call long story short, I don't want to be in charge of money anymore. I will turn the money over to Sano. So I send the money to Sano, and I think Sano transferred the money to Michael Bleedy the very next day. And I'll let Sano go into the financial report, because once the money gets to Michael that day, all hell broke loose and Michael blacked every one of us.
Let me make it straight here. Are you guys coming here to say that Michael Bleedy took money, or what are we here? Because we it would be unfair to not uh uh uh, uh have
Invite.
We would love
Michael.
for him to come on.
If I don't, for me, I don't think this is the right medium to come to expose somebody, because we could be sued on these kind of information. So what really you guys want to express? Because we're not going
First
to
off,
use to say other person stole money and the person did this.
Mugu,
I
I
think
have to go. So let me handle that part, and then
okay.
I will be leaving. So basically, we have gathered on Mugu platform before to give the report, because most of the donors from my end, because I raised the higher amount. Keep in mind that I raised the highest amount for the Oma burial, and
One
that money
thousand
was
five
turned
hundred and
over
seventy dollars.
and that money was turned over to Sano. That's excluding transportation and all of that. We are not accusing anyone. These are facts. We turned the money over. The money was used to bury the Oma as we know, but there was funds left. And the breakdown that we have from what we heard, the breakdown that they gave us, or that Michael brother gave us, who promised to give us the rest of the report after the Oma was buried and did not, is what we just coming back to inform our public that, hey, you guys gave us the money and we know you guys requesting for breakdown. We have no breakdown to give you because the money was transferred to Michael Bleedy, who later did not give us any update on the way the money was spent. We reached out to Michael over 20 times. Text messages, calls. I was later blocked from texting and calling. Sano tried, he was blocked, and everybody was blocked. So up to now, since that money was given to him, we have yet to get in contact with him. So we are not accusing him. He has every right to come back and say, hey, this is what I used the money for, this. But and then to put the icing on the tea, half of what the Oma received, like the hall, the funeral embalmment, those things were given to us free by Moses. So there was not a penny spent on those areas. So we yet to have him come up, and say, hey, this is what I used the money for. But we are only giving our report.
That's the reason why TSV. That's the reason why Peabody just spoke to you, saying this is a lawsuit kind of.
No, we have unnecessary.
Can you hear me, please?
Yeah. Sando.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So
hey.
y'all have a dysfunction going on within your organization here in the diaspora that has to do with Michael. Now, if Michael is not on a platform, I don't know what question are we to ask you guys concerning what went on between you and him if he's not here.
Well, I mean,
if
I don't...
proper accountability and proper account of what the breakdown what he did in Liberia, you're calling him, he's not answering. Take it to court, small claims, and then you can get him to give the information. Then you will have information to give your public who you took the money from. For you to give later, but you don't have any information to give your people who donate your donors.
Since Grace, Sano, hold on 1 minute.
Because what happening here is you got over 1,006 to almost thousands of people watching this show, and what you guys say here about the individual, it's going to get out there. People will start calling him. He stole money. This will go all over. I don't think we can do this. I'm really not comfortable doing this.
Yeah, Dr. Peabody, and I'm sorry that my mic was off. Let me just because I want to bring a premise to this first. I wanted to come on the show the first time this thing happened, and this is not about accusing anyone. Basically, what we came on this show for is first to tell the Liberian public about the humanitarian network, right? The humanitarian network is a group of humanitarians that got together for us to be able to respond to crisis in Liberia.
You're welcome to talk about it.
We got together to discuss based on the work we did for Mount Teresa. All right. Now, what I just want to let the Liberian public know that the humanitarian network group are various nonprofit organizations that's working in the United States. We came together so that when we see like a case on Facebook, like if a friend calls us from Liberia and say this person is going through something, we came together to have a collaborative effort for us to be able to respond efficiently to cases in Liberia. And the root of this organization was based on Mount Teresa, right? Now, we just want to tell the Liberian people that because we went on social media and collected money, right, from people, we just want to tell the Liberian people that we collected about $3,725, right? We spent $971 to bury Ma Teresa.
Okay.
St. Moses provided everything for Ma Teresa. No one paid for that.
Okay.
I paid for all the media that you saw for the funeral, right, for Ma Teresa. The money was collected because the humanitarian response team was working with the government. Gregory Coleman was part of the group. Representative Senator Sir Joseph was part of the group. We had a medical team from Switzerland. We have a group from the UK in collaboration with other groups in Liberia coming together to make this happen, right? So we just want to tell the Liberian people that no individual buried Ma Teresa. It was a group, a collaborative group amongst Liberian humanitarian, right? And from Ma Teresa, we have started a group so that in case we see some of these things going on again in Liberia, this group can come together, pull resources together, raise funds, and to help people.
I think that's an excellent.
But then
yeah, go ahead.
With what you have said, which is good, you laid a premise for us to understand what your organization is about.
Yes.
But now with your internal conflicts, how you expect other groups to try to join your first initiatives already?
Well,
We cannot have a conflict.
Well, Grace, then I don't think
Miss Grace.
Well,
Miss Grace,
let me ask you the question, my brother.
Okay.
Is there any way we try to, because we don't want you to leave it the library way.
No.
So we want you to pursue this, since this thing happened within your organization, that 3,000 and some change was collected, and only $900 was given for everything that was done for this lady's funeral. Your guy yet to give account of what the other money went to, because Michael Peabody is holding you guys hostage, as you guys said here, allegedly, that he has taken so much of money, and then there was no report to you to give account of. We would like you to pursue this in a small claims court so you can put an end to this for your organization to get big, because now we don't trust, our people will not trust giving their money to you that you can't even have report for the first work that you did. It's just my advice.
Sis Grace, let me say something here. Sis Grace. This money issue is not from our organization.
Wait.
Can you guys
say something?
You guys hold on for a second.
Okay.
We are not capacitated to make recommendation as to what your institution should do. And I'm saying, like Sis Grace rightfully said, it's just a recommendation, a personal advice to you guys. But because we are not going through this entire issue of investigating or having you to narrate to us in detail what transpired, we will also not mandate you guys to pursue it in any other way legally. We will expect that you or who have organized an institution will follow the legal process and do what is in the best interest of the public and you that are actually governing this institution. We will just appreciate if you all can just elaborate detailed information as to funds received, fund transmitted to Liberia, how it was spent, and going forward, we can kind of call it all.
Because
if they do that, they're going to talk against Michael Peabody.
Exactly.
What do you mean? We got all evidence, and if Julius can post all the evidence that we have, would be good.
No. Just for Michael Peabody to be on this platform. So you
Right.
can't say that.
Look,
And Lofa,
look.
you cannot say that they should come and tell us somebody they use and somebody they send
Let's
and
move
who
on.
use that. We don't want to hear that.
We
If
did-
we-
Let me
if we
say
have that
this.
put on this, why are we here?
Let
The first thing-
me say this. Let me say this. You guys have a great organization. You have a great deal that's helping people. I run a big nonprofit organization that do a lot of work in Liberia. But let me say this. You're coming up and accusing people of taking money, put your organization in jeopardy that people would not want to give you money next time because they will say that you didn't manage it or you didn't do the right thing. I think what you should have done is discuss it among yourself, but not to go in the public and do things like this. We cannot call Marco Bleeding name on this, accusing him because we don't know what happened.
Let me come in quick. Let me come in quick. I keep hearing you people saying accuse.
We're not.
We're not gonna do this. For me, I know that this interview was booked during the time when the Oma was when the Oma had jet pass. I don't know whether this is it.
No.
I was made to understand we have one more interview to do, and
No,
this
that
was
was with the
tonight.
radio station.
I don't
This
know.
is not it.
Okay, so
This interview was started because I met with Ben, Tomalin, and Lofa in North Carolina. They are all aware of what's going on. I explained this to all of them. They recommended, right, that if possible, if we can come on the show, just and this thing is not about the money, right? My organization. I have an organization as Dr. Peabody in Liberia that I have my organization been working for 11 years in Liberia, right? It's my first time coming on live to say anything. The thing is not about the money, right? The only thing is we want to tell the only thing is about transparency, right? We want to tell the Liberian people that your money were collected, right? It was given to an individual who actually paraded on social media to say he was the only one who buried the lady.
And Sano, that way I want to come
that
in.
money was not even used for the woman.
Hold on, Sano. I gotta go. I'm here with my kid. Please, I just need to make my point and go before you cut me off. One of the things that Grace stated immediately when we started this live was, I thought Michael was the one, or the guy in Minnesota was the one who handled the entire burial of this old lady. That was her exact statement. Hold on. Now, when you make a statement like that, you have already concluded or have been made known that an individual took full responsibility of the old lady burial, which is not true. I've never been on your platform before. I had to ask Moku today what platform they call closing argument. And she told me before I went to go look for you guys to follow you. I've been raising funds for people for more than 9 years. I have raised over $50,000. And not a day, I don't think you know me, not a day my face has surfaced anywhere that Thelma, took somebody's money and used it for herself. Now, when it comes to the old lady case, it is our responsibility to inform our donors that this is what the money was used for. We cannot lie to them. Even if we misuse the money or we did not secure the money, keep in mind, during the course of the Oma funeral is when this group was founded, the Liberian Humanitarian Network.
You already having problems for money? You're just from the organization and got problems for money?
Why can't you just hear us out? Let us know. Why can't you just hear us?
What I'm saying is, we do not want to mention Marco Bleedy here. We are not here
to we got you. I got you. And I
don't
understand.
think it's fair to do that.
And I understand. If I mention Michael
I just
Bleedy,
want to clarify to you that the statement I made to you it's the true statement because that's what I know. Even on this platform,
and I'm here to tell you.
That's why you know, sis Grace.
That's why you know. I'm here to tell you what you know is false.
Yeah.
It's not true. What you know is I'm here to tell you I can challenge you.
That's how you.
I can challenge Michael
Okay, guys.
even
Hey,
That just how we never knew you until you're king here. So
guys.
you for that.
no,
Sis
I'm
Grace.
not blaming you. I'm not blaming you, Grace. I just
Thelma.
explain what you said. You
Okay,
know, I'm not blaming you. I would never
mean,
blame you. I don't even know you. I'm just saying, you know, what you might have known, it's not true. And I would never put my face out there to accuse somebody falsely if I didn't have proof. And all these proof, if you look in the back room, I just shouted. I said, I thought you guys presented everything. I thought these people were aware, because if you guys were made aware, then Michael Bleedy should have been here. That's what we want, you know. So we are not here to accuse him. We are here to only state the facts. We send Sano transfer money to Michael Bleedy. That is the fact. We have the receipt. What he used the money for, from the brother, the initial report that we got from Cisco Rita, we have it. That was also presented to you guys. So we are not falsely accusing anyone.
Guys, we are running against time. It's almost 6 o'clock. We'll allow you guys one want to say, but one want to go ahead and just give up. We are not. We cannot use the platform to accuse somebody of stealing money or who took the money.
Henry, we tell you we are not accusing anybody. This is the fact.
We did not accuse anyone.
And if Julius can show the receipt because we presented unnecessary.
I think we'll do that.
But
so then you can sit here and say we are accusing somebody. This is the fact. You brought us on your platform. You need to give us the audience. Even if you believe it or not.
Violating some of our rules by calling people names that took
money. But did you give us rules before we came on the platform?
Hold on, Muku, calm down. But sir, before somebody come on your platform, I think it is your job to pre-interview the person, know exactly what they are coming to do, and what they, because I post in the background, are you guys not aware? Because I wasn't made aware. I would know it.
So guys, first,
where are you coming up? Well, trust me. You guys did a great job about your organization. I would love you to talk about your organization, what you do. I don't want to hear about who took money or who misappropriated money. I don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that on our organization. I mean, on our platform, because this is not the place. Because Michael Bleedy could listen, somebody could call him. The next thing Michael Bleedy could call Facebook, or they could sue and get our program messed up. We're not going to include somebody's name here, whether he ate the money or what he didn't do. We want to support you guys for the work you do in Liberia. You guys do a very good job in Liberia.
Let me ask you a question. Closing argument. Don't you guys call people name here?
Well, but we don't accuse people because
we're not accusing.
If you saying you heard this about a government official and you have no proof about that, that is accusations, and your account have never been taken out. We are not here again. I will clarify it. We didn't come here to accuse. Accuse means saying things about somebody that might not be true, and you have no proof of. But yet you are saying it, and this is not the case. What we are saying, Michael worked with us. We have every right. If Michael feel like we are scandalizing his name or doing something, inappropriate, it's his job to take us to court. And if Michael choose to take closing argument, it's our job to defend you in court because we are.
Well, we don't want to go there. If you want to go there because you got thousands of people watching this show.
If you was not guilty, we would have done that.
What you guys going to do is. You're not going to talk about the good about your organization, and then we'll call it there. But we're not going to
specify that when you were contacted. You should have specified that before letting us.
Can I say something real quick?
Come on.
Okay.
Can you calm down, please?
Let me say something real quick, though.
No, I'm not angry.
I think that first of all, sorry for being late. I just want to say that I think that you guys have done a phenomenal job with this whole situation. And I may not know the two ladies on here, but I do know Sando, he's a brother in Atlanta. And I know we've had behind closed doors conversations about some of the issues that occur. Now, I had no idea, based off my last conversation, I had no idea that some of these issues still existed. I do think, and I agree with Doc, is that, we're on airtime. You got major radio station airing this interview. They're listening to you guys.
A lot of radio stations all over the country in Liberia.
Not only in Monrovia, but across the country, right? And so I only want to say, instead of us using the time, I'm not saying you don't have the right to air out folks who may have misappropriated any funds. We want to make sure that funds that we're giving for this lady were used for the intended purpose, right? And we also want to make sure that every organization is functioning at an integrity-based level, right? So and everything you guys are saying, nothing wrong with it. But let's use this platform to talk about some of the things that you guys have done and some of the plans you guys have moving forward, even after the funeral. There may come a time where we can talk about, or we can have a show that emphasizes on the funding received. Anyone who may have misappropriated funding, you can come on with some facts, with some evidence. We can talk about those things, right? But I don't want us to go back and forth. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want us to go back and forth on the platform when people, thousands of people are listening. Let's use the time wisely and talk about what you guys have done and so forth and so on. That will be my suggestion. Whatever 10
Thank you, Robert. I think at this point, I just want to say thank you for having me. You know, it was nice coming out here. As I said before, I would not put my face on any platform to falsely accuse somebody that I don't have proof of. I was made to understand that this is what the show was about.
No.
Wasn't made to understand that the show was about us coming to talk only about the organization. So I opened the show since Sano Mark was muted with what I was told we were going to talk about. That's what I sent in the room, in the back room, because I was confused when Henry and Grace started. I was very confused. Like, okay, I thought these people are aware. Why did we come here? You know. So I didn't know that we have to follow a certain rule. We're not coming here to disrespect anybody. So I want to apologize, and I thank you guys ever so much for having me.
Thank you, and hope you come back when you want to talk. We'd love to support your organization. Come back and talk about the work you are doing, and we'll be glad to help you as well. We'll be glad. Yeah.
So when I called Julius, I told him that we wanted to introduce the organization to the Liberian people, and we wanted to elaborate on the late, Mount Teresa, and we wanted to give our Liberian people the report from what we collected
Thank you.
during the funeral, the burial. And which, of course, I told him what we collected, everybody knew it was not even news because there were a lot of people who contributed. Simose took over the body and other people did everything. So the funds that were sent to this individual were not news, but we tried to get in contact with him. Don't think we just came on the platform and just started to bash him. No, we got all evidence. And like you said, Robert, I respect that. And Henry, one thing I will say, sometimes you just let us learn. You cannot come on and say, oh, you're accusing the man. We have all evidence. And Grace, not everything you hear out there is true. Somebody can come and say, oh, Moko is doing this and doing that. But that's not true. There's two sides to every story. We have been on radio stations in Liberia, and we mention his name because we try to get in contact with him because we have to get report to our Liberian people. But anyway, we will table that for another day. So, Sano, you want to talk about the organization and what we get in and everything else?
Yeah, if you can tell quickly about your organization, what you do, we'll be glad to.
Give me 30 seconds. Let me just be clear here, though. Let me just be clear. I think Dot is talking about some regulations, some rules, whatever. But based on what I just heard, I want to be clear that we are not on this platform to concede corrupt folks. No. Okay? If people were given monies and monies were misappropriated, I see absolutely no problem with, making sure that they account for it once the company with facts. I just want to be clear, right? Because again, these start with organizations, and then it stands over to government, and we don't support corruption on this platform. We want a better country, and in order to provide a better people for ourselves, we have got to start with our small organizations by telling the truth. So I just clear, I'm all for you guys telling us, look, funds was raised, people did not funds for the intended purpose, and here are the facts. I mean, that's just my position.
Okay, thank you, Robert. Can I, Henry, and you make a good point, right? And Robert, no, I barely come on social media. right? So the point here is one of the fact that I want to make. It was not an organization
At the time.
when we were preparing for the burial or hospitalization of the lady. It was not an organization. This humanitarian network is an organization that we just started because of
After.
that. The organization is not even yet created, right? It's not even yet created. It's not yet a 501c3. It's just a group
In the
of friends that
process.
came together and say that we want to help people. Instead of us helping individually, let us collaboratively get together and help people. Just from Mount Teresa, we have right now, as we speak this morning, I have 2 persons at my partner hospital right now, right? That's taking treatment. We helped. I don't know if you all saw the video that this lady went for a surgery and it was a botched surgery. We helped that lady. We have helped 2 kids with sickle cell and kidney failure just within the span of 2 months, right? So we're formalizing this organization for us to be able to collaboratively work together. Now, based on the point that Robert stated, I believe right in Julia's possession right now, Henry, you will see the transfer that I made
All evidence.
to Michael Blady for the purpose of burying the lady, right? It is very unfair that I paid for all the media that you saw over there. People donated to even have the band that you saw over there. People donated. St. Moses provided the whole funeral services, everything, embalming at no cost. So, Henry, do you think it is fair for a person to have a rhetoric, a perception in Liberia if we are fighting corruption and we want to be transparent, that people is saying he did it? And basically, he didn't even collect enough money. Selma and Muku collected more money for the burial than Michael. Again, it's not about the money. We didn't need any donation. To be real with you, when we got together, we didn't need any donation. My organization, my friend's organization, all of us were going to treat the lady. We already had it set up for this lady to go in an old folks home for us to take care of her for the rest of her life. So this is not about smearing anyone. This is about accountability and the disinformation that is being put out. And all we came here to do is just to tell the Liberian people we have a humanitarian response network organization. If there's any time there's an emergency of anyone
In Liberia.
They can reach out to the group. They can like the group on Facebook. They can reach out to the group. We will be able to collaborate with.
What's the name of the group? What's the name of the group?
Humanitarian Network.
Humanitarian Network.
Yes,
Okay.
if you go on Facebook right now, we have started a Facebook page. We are in the process of registering it and actually getting the 501c3.
Okay.
Again, right? And these are reputable organizations. Robert can attest to it. I have been doing nonprofit work for over 11 years. I have an orphanage with 30 kids. I support over 20 orphanages. I build libraries. I build homes in Liberia, right? So I wouldn't come here for $3,000, right? It was $3,000. We spent about $300. I got the financials right in front of me. It was about $3,700 that were collected. But I can tell you, because everything was provided free of charge, we spent only $971.
Okay.
Right? So over $2,500. I got videos, right? I got videos and everything that this guy is saying we're going to give. My brother and I going to give full financial account of everything. But no, we don't have it. So this is not about the money. I don't need that money. right? None of us need that money, but guess what? That money was supposed to be used to put a billboard up. We actually presenting a documentation, a policy document to Gregory Coleman, Nyomli Kanga for them to pass a mob violence law
Anybody.
in her name. So this is not just about organizations getting together. This is an organization that is ready to impact policies and everything, because mob violence is crazy, right? So we have been working with the government, Gregory Coleman, and everyone else, Yomli Kanga, they are, and the president, they all know about this case, right? So we just want to come out here to say we have the humanitarian network. We are on Facebook. This is a young organization that will be viable to help people in Liberia, right? And that's all it is. That was the main reason we wanted to come on here. Just
right. I'm glad, Sano, that you guys are working on your organization, the humanitarian organization on Facebook, humanitarian network, and that's great. I mean, it's great. We would love to help you. I would love to help you. I do a lot of work in Liberia.
I know, Henry. I know about you. So.
I do a lot. I would love to help you, even sometimes help you with area that you don't. I can establish area that I help you at all do this work. But one of the things I've learned in running my organization, I do a lot of updates to my partners. I send them monthly newsletter or everything and let them know. And it's unfortunate that some of the funds, as you stated, got mismanaged. But what I was saying is, I want you to come and sell your organization. Let the people know about your organization so people will support you. But when money come in like that, I say, sometimes people get very itchy about those kind of things. And you guys want to make. I'm not trying to condemn you or what, but when you bring people's name, then the next time the person calls, say I'm coming to defend myself, then we back and forth, and the purpose of the organization is not really shared. The ideas and what you want to do is not really shared, because the multi-Liberian organization, we got EULA, they just came from court. The organization in Trenton, they are in court now. Different Liberian organizations, you don't want to be part of those things. You don't want your organization to be mixed in there when the court. Oh no, there's a guy. No, you don't want to do that. That's what my advice to you guys.
They point out. Yeah, I got it, and that's why. I mean, Robert can attest who I am, right? Because we have worked together. I've supported him. What I want the public to know is that it was not an organization that buried the lady.
Okay.
It was not an organization. It was just a group of people. When the video was sent out, UK, Switzerland, the US, it was an humanitarian response right away. Got together to help. And then now we say, since we have helped that lady and we collaborated in a way to help her, let us officially put a group together so that we can be able to do the same things, right? So it's two separate things.
Right.
It's very two separate things. The part about Michael is just to let people know that the money that was collected, right? We sent it to Michael, and we didn't get any account for it. That's it.
So, Dr. Peabody, let me just get some understanding here. I guess I'm misunderstanding something here. So, part of why we are here is basically you provided report. People donated money to this institution. You want the public to know, because we speak of transparency every day in Liberia. Accuse government officials of not being transparent. So we have people coming on who say, look, we raised money from the public. We want to notify the public after how their funds were used and then what they expected of it. If this is the case, we are hearing then that, okay, the money the people gave you, you did not use all of the money. You guys who took the people money, you did not use all of the money. So you are again in the position to provide detailed report, whether it is on this platform or any other medium. You should utilize that to notify the public as to how the money that was raised was used, and if the intended purpose was not met, then
Mhm.
public should be notified.
Exactly.
Well, but
Yes, you got that right.
But what I'm saying is, we are doing. What I'm saying is, we cannot use individual name here. Anybody can come and say
that's
this person,
right.
this person
That's
ate the
fine.
money.
And I'm
We can't just come out
Well,
and say
Henry, we did not say he ate the money. We
Marco
never
Bleeding
said
name
that.
was Marco Bleeding name
what
was
he's saying
called.
here is, I
You
think what
know,
Dr. Peabody say here, having to mention the name, and even at that, Dr. Peabody, on this public meeting, I want to put my name and my face in it to say we often accuse and name government officials for their participation in certain things. I don't think it is fair.
yeah, but Lofa, this is not the platform for one organization to come and say somebody took the money. We're not going back and forth. To say, if we are judging the matter here, you guys have a Facebook page. The Humanitarian Network has a Facebook page. You can put your report on your Facebook page and say this person took the money, or this what happened. This is where I have a Facebook page.
Trust me, Henry, we'll be on radio stations in Liberia and saying the same thing. We'll be on radio stations in Liberia and we said it.
But I mean, I just wanted to know this organization, what they do, and all of that. You know, this is individual to. I'm individual to people, and then you have things going on. Marco Bleedy will probably find my phone number and call me. Oh, these people lie. He will come in and do this. We don't want to be back and forth in those kind of things. To be honest, we just don't want to be back and forth. Guys, we almost against time. I think we need to hit our close for the guest.
Let me re-echo this, and I think that Alex Jones, Sendo is a brother, and this conversation has nothing to do with he and our relationship. He's a brother from way, way back. So let's that. But I do want to re-echo what Lofa said, though. I would not call the individual name, but there were monies raised for unintended. This individual is under obligation.
Yes. So be exactly.
Contribution to that. Now his funds, he's under obligation to make a report. Now, I will hope that if he's listening, and I agree with you to some extent that we should be talking about the organization and what they do, but a bulk of what the organization does is predicated upon funding and credibility.
And transparency.
Organization work. If the organization and those who have made contribution for a prior incident that had to do with emergency mob violence, if they cannot adequately make a report, a financial report, to say what every was used for, and to your point, I did the same. We had to convince and make our donors comfortable to participate and recruit more folks. But from looking outside in, if I'm listening to this organization, there's this credibility with regards to reports and actually attaching evidence to how these funds were. How do you expect them to continue to carry out their work by having more folks come on and contribute? So I'm not going to make any accusation yet. I'm not going to accuse anyone yet. But this is under obligation to come out. And you know what? Here are the reports. They are challenging him to produce the report for how those funds raised were used. It's not an accusation that he stole the money.
No, the fact here is,
if he didn't do it, come out, make a report.
Henry, I think I see there's a fair taste in here, Henry.
No, it's not.
The moment we got on this platform, the first thing
listen. I think we're taking a lot of the time. We're taking a lot of time on this. We got other things to discuss. But what I'm saying is, we brought you guys here to talk about your organization, what you do, and what you did to help. You have come out and said how much money you have raised. You've helped people. Not one person contributed to the funding. It was not one person that contributed. It was you talk about St. Moses and everybody. I think the message went very clear. You talk about you raised 3,000. You talk about some of the funds were made appropriate. What I'm saying is, we're not going to go back and forth. Oh, Marco Bleedy stole. You don't have a proof that this man stole the money.
We never said he stole the money. We did not mention it.
We have proof.
We did not say
use our platform to make it.
Henry, we never accused
back and forth with individuals. These are individuals involved. You know, we can't do that. Why did Marco want to come up today and tomorrow and say, "Oh, the people"? We're not going to use this platform for that. I was informed, and the reason we brought you guys on was to tell us about the work you did and how you helped that lady to bury her, and you want to put you are going through the Senate to have something named in her honor. those are excellent work. Those are great job, and that's what we would like to do. Your organization, Humanitarian Network.
Okay, Henry.
But
All right, we
I mean, there are shows where people get on talking about a boyfriend doing this thing, the other person.
Because I think now there's something else going on the other side.
Muku,
Let's
you
talk
can't,
about our
Muku, you have,
organization.
Muku,
Let's present it to our people and leave.
Muku,
Yes.
we have to be professional here.
I know, but the message when I talk about
no. We have to be professional here, right?
Okay. Well, some of you guys will probably have to do the show.
Henry point is valid.
I'm gonna jump in here, guys. Let me jump in here really quick. Let me jump in here real quick, guys. Let's do this. To be fair to our listening audience and everyone on here, including you guys as our guests on the show, let us try to just let us close on this note. I will give you, the only lady on here tonight, just give us your closing comment, and hopefully we can arrange another time where you may want to come on and give us detail, if you so desire, a detailed report as to funds raised and amount used without stating a specific individual name as to how funds may have been mismanaged. In that case, I think that's fine. And this is the only reason why I will agree with Dr. Peabody, because of the mention of the name without some statement of alleged or to say what this is what may have happened. But if we expect our society to be a transparent one, we should not run away from the reality that people who participate in these community organizations and present themselves as transparent should be held accountable for these candidates. That's why I said from the get-go, and I said it yesterday on the previous show, mismanagement starts or bad governance starts in the community, and then it works its way to national government. So when we are doing these kind of things, when we are participating in humanitarian activities, we should be as transparent as possible and to the core. So I would say again, I would not disagree with Dr. Peabody that we should not falsely accuse anybody on here, because we are not about gossip. But as long as we are willing to hold government officials accountable for transparency, we should also make sure that it is transferred to our little communities and make sure that people understand that you are held accountable until you get to national government. Until then, I don't see any other reason why we should hold people in government accountable for being insincere or for not being transparent, and we allow our people grow out of the little communities and get to national government with the kind of behavior. But let's start with the lady on here. Give us your closing comment. And
Thank you so much, Julius. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So actually, my Liberian people, we have an organization that we just established, and we are in the process of getting our license to be able to run and get some non-profit donations and stuff like that. So you guys follow us, and it's not only limited to people in the US, it's all over the world, but I would tell you it's only limited to Liberia for now. So we're helping people now. We got about 5 different cases, people who sick, need housing and everything, so you guys can follow our page. It's called Humanitarian Network, and we are here to serve our people in Liberia in any way that we can. And Julia's closing argument, thank you for having us, and looking forward to speaking to you guys another time. Okay.
Moko, before you go, can I say something to you?
Yes, sir.
That I think Doc is a very professional. He's a great guy, and this platform from a legal perspective, I think
you're breaking up. You go in and out.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Uh-huh.
Okay, so I think from a legal perspective, I think that I think he's trying to protect the platform with regards to and so forth. So I don't want to leave things that cover up someone who is appropriated funds. I don't want you to think that, but I think that there's some protection of the platform that is happening. But we do not support any form of corruption, and if anyone misappropriated any funds, once the facts are out there and you have the evidence, please provide those evidence to us. We will peruse them and we'll proceed accordingly. But thank you for what you do.
So Julius has evidence, and Julius, you can pass it over to your team. Let him look at it.
Thank you.
And thank you so much. Course, I will call you. You don't have to look at your course. I will call you after.
Yes, I'm not interested. So you can put it on your platform. Your audience can go there and look at it.
I have put it there. I have put it there.
Okay, that's great. I'll go and check it out.
All right. Thank you, Robert. Bye.
Bye-bye. Tendo.
Hey family, how you doing, man? It's like these women. Anyways, guys, thank you for having me on. I follow the show. I'm friends with Robert. I met Julius, Tomalin, and what's his name? Man, I just forgot. Oh, Ben.
Why
I
you
met
met?
them at the funeral in Charlotte the other day, and we talked. And I really appreciate you, having me on here. And I just want to say that there was no intent. And I'm sorry that my mic was having issues when I got on. So the premise was actually not set for us coming on here. But we only came on here to first say that a group of Liberians in Europe, Liberia, and the US got together so that we can be able to respond to health emergency in the country. And we named the organization Humanitarian Network. We have done a lot of cases in the past month and a half since we buried Ma Teresa. Again, I just want to say here that Ma Teresa was buried by a group of like-minded Liberians in the philanthropic space, and that's what we do. So we are, as telling the public that we have a group called Humanitarian Response. We are working closely with Kwame Weeks, so that whenever he gets a case of someone in a position that needs help, he will reach out to us, and then we'll take it from there to help. We have a medical team on the ground who does most of our testing, like our triage team, so that if we can treat them, the medical team would treat them. If not, they will be referred, and then we would go in there and pay the medical bills, for that. But I just want to say, in no way that we want to smear anyone's name here. We just wanted to tell the public that we collected money to bury Mount Teresa, and that some of the money is not accounted for, right? But we're just not accusing anyone of misappropriating money. We're just saying money that we gave to a particular individual, we did not get any report on how it was spent. All right. So again, I just want to say thanks, closing argument, for having me on here, and I hope to be on here, in the future, to talk about anything humanitarian, or yeah, anything like that. So
Thank you, Sano. Wish you all the best with your organization, the Humanitarian Network. Folks, go to the Facebook page, Humanitarian Network, and wish you all the best, my friend. Thank you for coming.
all right, y'all take care.
All right. All right.
Thank you, Sano.
Wow. I think it was a welcome, my mentor guy. Welcome to see you. I was to be honest, I really, really hope that.
Thank you, Doc.
Good to see you. Good to see you, man. But what I would say here tonight is that sometimes people come up and nobody was accusing the humanitarian network of what. But one of the things I learned running an organization, sometimes the way you talk about finances and things that people do, it's good to settle those kind of things in your internal discussion and meeting, especially when it comes to finances, because that alone kills your partners from supporting you. And I can give an example. I was building a school one time in Nima County, and almost $15,000 got misappropriated from the people I trusted to build that school. When my partners asked when the school was being completed, when it would be completed, I literally had to use my own funds to do that, because I could not tell my partners that the funds were misappropriated. I just could not tell them, because you know what? It kills your partner support and everything for you. So I had to literally cover that, because they gave the organization the money. I was responsible. I took responsibility and completed that school. Because sometimes, especially when it comes to Liberian organizations with misappropriation of funds and stuff like that, it goes down in minutes. It matters in minutes. And secondly, accusing another person will be like some of these shows around here that, oh, you stole. Then another person come and say, no, you stole the money, and going back and forth and stuff like that. That's what I was talking about. And some folks did not understand where I was coming from. Michael Bleedy could have called Facebook and say, hey, this group has accused me of doing something to shut the program down. So you want to shut the program down because people and stuff like that. I think they had a good idea of helping that lady. They made the position very clear that it was not one person that was responsible for the funeral and all of that. But when you move about, you're accusing somebody, the other person, and I think it was bad. I think it was wrong, and I stand by my word. I don't care what people say, but I stand by my word. So.
Okay.
So let me just add to what Dr. Peabody just said. All right, I'm sorry. I'm not here to offend anybody, but in all reality, these are part of the reasons why Liberia continue to drive on the path we find ourselves in, because we find every reason to protect the perpetrators of bad behaviors. When I hear Dr. Peabody say he actually took responsibility for people mismanaging funds that other people worked hard for. Okay, that says something, because these are the same behaviors that are exhibited when, excuse me for using this as an example, but when a young girl is abused, guess what happened? The family will say, let us take this in-house and discuss it. That young victim remain victim for the rest. When a child is raped, by whether it is a pastor or a government official, people will say, the man is a big man in community. Let us not embarrass the man. Let's just talk it in the back. And because of this kind of behavior, people continue to see reason to exhibit these kind of things, and we think it's okay. These are not the kind of things we should be allowing to happen. If one is found of these kind of things, we should shame them publicly, just like we shame government officials. They should be shamed publicly, and should be no reason why we should continue to work with these kind of people in our society. If we continue on this trend, I'm not trying to present myself as a saint here. I'm not Saint Tomalin George, but I'm selling to you today. This kind of behavior would not change Liberia if we want to find ourselves on the right trajectory, because we are asking for a president who would look in the face of his family member and prosecute them for bad governance or for corruption. And if we will say continuously that we must start to protect people in these kind of behaviors, well, let us just consider Liberia done.
Tomalin, can I speak?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Peabody, and I mean, I want to commend you, Mr. Henry Peabody, for taking your stance on this. Although we are here to talk about people when they do wrong things, but we have to have clear evidence and follow the right processes and the procedure. We will not sit on a platform to condone one group of people because we know them, and letting them to come and say something about somebody what we don't have no actual proof of. Proof in meaning that when you have an organization that people say he took responsibility because he did not want to go through the proper processes or going to waste the time, means that he has to go to court, make sure he got findings on these people from the court system, and come and say this was the money collected and this was the money missing. We went to court, the judge found them guilty of what they did. Then people will come and say, okay, I'm here now to lay my case, or this is what happened. But if you don't have the time to do that, and you come on a major platform like that to present your case with all no real findings on somebody who is not here to defend himself. No, Michael Bleedy, I don't even know this man. Never met him before in my life. Saw him on Facebook once or twice concerning the case. So I thought he was the only person over this case. Michael Bleedy should sue these people for what they did tonight, because you cannot come with your findings report on his name. If you don't have a report for him, he went to Liberia to do that job. He did that job in abroad. He sure has his report. Now, what going on in the back between them, we have no clue. Maybe there's a fuss there. So we don't know. We just come on the platform, innocent us. We sit on the platform, you bring his name, we part of it. He could say, okay, I sue in closing argument for this because this is not right. But if they have substantial paperwork and documentation for a small claims court system and say, we took him to court and this is what the judge found, he did not show up, but he showed up, and these are the findings. This money was used for this, and this money is now reported. Now they're saying that he should pay this money back. Then you can come on a place like closing argument and lay your case up. We're not here to be destroying people's characters, because so many things are being said on platform that will lies on other people's name, and it damages their record today. Now people are even saying in the comment section that, oh, about who you're bringing up, we know that he will not take position in like bro. Because when he has a position in like bro, if he does, these kind of things will come up. Was it finding from the court? It wasn't finding from the court. What are we doing here? That's my point.
All right, let's move on, guys.
And yeah, so I for one follow the show part of it. My only concern is the fact that that they say always there are two sides to every story. The fact that you're bringing somebody on the show that is coming basically to accuse another party, at least that other party should be either represented one way or the other. So you should get some prior notice. It's also very important. I see people in the comment section talking about, we talk that about politicians every day. Yes, it's true, because the politicians, they said, oh, our money, it got to do with taxpayers' dollars and all of that. And besides, we come with authentic information on those things. We don't just come in and just raise blanket issues, and we also have ample time to give them time if they want to speak. I think the other day there was something about the other Fadiga brother, you remember? And he called on the show, and we had to tell him you can probably book an airtime to speak about it. That's how it is done. But when you come on the show to accuse somebody and that party is not available, that party obviously have a story. It makes everything you want to say about that person too has a story about how things went. At least the show should be able to give that other party an opportunity to have their say because they are being accused. So when you come in on the show with that sort of objective, I'm going on our show today to deal with this person, it means we should also be informed of that, so that we can get that person on standby too, so that person can have their say. I mean, that's
and exactly, if you are a public figure, anybody can talk about you. Anybody can talk about you if you are a public figure. Those, I can tell you, those who work for federal government, who work for state government, you can go on a site and see how much money they make. All of them, you can see it. They have a site because you know why? They are public figure. But what we're seeing here was just a mad gossip about each other, telling somebody to steal money, and then we don't encourage that here. And I stand by my word. I have no regret for what I did, and I tried to, because I was defending the platform. Got nothing to do with us blaming Liberian government. Liberian government officials are public figure. We are entitled to talk about them and criticize them.
Okay, yeah, guys, look, as I said, and Toga, I agree with you 100%. That's why, every time I would like to do what they call due diligence, give people their due diligence, reach out to the other side. Like, for instance, make an example, the asset recovery. I can talk about them anytime because I reached out to the chairman here, I have exchange, and he refused to avail himself. So I would, any issue about him come, I can talk because he won't say, oh, the guy not going to solve the story. But I thought the best thing would have been done was to invite Michael Bleedy to even I tried to even call him. For his number, going to call him and see whether he wanted to come and yeah, because it's a public platform, so it's always good to give two sides. You said two sides of the story. If they are invited him to come forward, if he wanted to come and sit with them and discuss it, that's a different case, But again, we like we said, you always have to give the other side of the story, not one side. So we should have reached out to him, and I thought they would have provided information to say, well, we invited him, let him come discuss it, but that would have been the best way. But with that. Look, the 2029 political season already started. I got information that President Baga will be running again. President Baga will be on the ballot 2029. You take it or leave it. He'll be running for president again. That's why I got the information I'm getting. The president will be running again. They have to come and deny it, but I'm hearing that he will be running. You haven't heard the president talk about he's not running. All he says that it's not about he's doing something. He says it's not about the election. It's not about election. Yeah, I can tell you.
No. Before he ran, he said he was going to do one.
That was 2017, but
that was 2017.
2023.
That was 2017. Yeah.
Election already started, and already also the NPP group. They already grouping. And I know when down they have to split with the CDC before they got the coalition with the CDC. They got it's the coalition of democratic change when the NPP is when the NPP and LPD are involved. But right now, so things happening though. And a lot of groups forming, but all I can say that if Liberian want to save the country, they should not wait till 2026, 2027 and start forming. They should get ready, and they should not be too greedy this time around. We don't need, it's a right for everybody to form parties and run, but we need about 20 candidates running. I like what Joe Biden said the other day. He said, look, the debate and strong men have, y'all don't put other people there who know they have no prospect of winning presidency. Yeah, it's a party. Then you know who vote Rawa Kennedy Jr. Who vote for Jill Star. Just West and Cornel West there. Who vote for the people? You know, you don't waste people time. So people say, hey, bad is the law. You don't put it up over there. That show my our face go for the debate. Which I agree with him. You know, some people, you now we have no shot of winning, but yet and still. So how can you want to be president? You haven't visited like bro for the last 20 years. You want to be, you say you want to run for 2029. Tell me now. You know you all are touch with the people right away. Like my brother Ellis Jones. I mean, you should put it support on one candidate.
Yeah, leave Ellis all of this, man.
But because look, 2029
raw on the show.
I can tell you, 2029 have already started. And take it or leave it. I've getting information that President Baga will be on the ballot. So those who want,
so it means that 2017 he lied to the Liberian people because he told
he said 2017, but he said
he lied. That's what
have you talk about the about him running? He spoke in Atlanta. He said, "This is what we do is not about the election. It's about the Liberian people because now he's telling you that I still have the shot to run. Look, if you call presidency, then that joke is sweet when you're in that position because you once you're president of a country, you can tell you know how your food is being cooked, how you buying food, how you wearing clothes. All is fun there. How you putting gas in your car. So when you're in that kind of situation, who want to live in that kind of situation?
Well, my point is he ran his campaign on. He was going to only run for one term. And that's some of the reasons the Liberian people voted for him. So when you run your campaign on these conditions, you cannot come back to the people and say, "Oh, because I guess somebody they carry my chima now, they are chima man."
So great, but great. I'm telling you now, get ready. There are other who want to change this country, who want to rescue the country.
That was a strategy, and that was a strategy. And what Tomalin is saying, even part of that strategy was always to appear sickly, was always to appear like you're sleeping. It's a strategy. It's a sympathetic strategy. Let me exactly. So you want people to be sympathetic towards you. Oh, the person already going in the grave. Let's just get him man one shot of a deal.
I don't know if that's a great political strategy. Maybe it only works in Liberia, right? Because you can fool the Liberian people by saying, "Well, I'm not healthy, I'm not sick," and they see that as a sympathetic gesture to get you elected. Look, the job of the presidency is not a joke. You need someone with a certain level of stamina, strength, and great health to move around the way it is required to move around. So maybe it worked in Liberia and he knows, and it has worked for him, but I don't think it worked anywhere else where serious people are going to the polls to elect their leaders. What I will say, though, is that, he's appearing in meetings, right? And Pape doesn't seem to be this aggressive speaker, right? He's naturally a soft-spoken guy, right? But again, with age comes, productivity declines. And even in your assertiveness, the way you speak, his energy level is very low. I mean, it's clear that he doesn't have the kind of energy to really, assert himself and be assertive. I watched him speak at church on Sunday, and no disrespect, I like the way he speaks, but sometimes it requires him to speak a little louder to really understand exactly at his point he's trying to get across. And so that might work in Liberia, but how is it being perceived internationally in these very important meetings where it is required that he be presidential, but he also be assertive, where people can actually understand what it is that he's trying to get across? That's a whole different story. I will say, though, in his defense, people say I will run one term all the time. I think Ellen Johnson Sirleaf
said the same thing too.
Ellen Johnson Sirleaf said that she will be a one-term president to help fix what she helped, destroy. What happened in 2011? Like Tomalin said, it became very addictive.
I mean, she would be a formidable candidate. 2011.
Right, but she wanted to continue that project. And so the question is not whether or not Joseph Boakai will want to run come 2029. The question is, are we as a people smart or crazy enough to want to elect an 82 or 83-year-old man as president of Liberia when we have strong, competent people like Alice Cummings we haven't tried. You have strong, young, competent people like Dr. Clarence Monuba we haven't tried. You have a lot of other up-and-coming stars that might be coming up in our politics that have different ideas and understand 21st century leadership. Are we going to continue down that path? That would be our choice. And if we choose to do that, then we must lay in the bed that we made.
Okay,
so like what you said just now, like there's a verse in the Bible that says, "Shall we continue to live in sin that grace may abound? God forbid." Same thing, like you said. Shall we continue to our politics the same way we've been doing it all over the years, do the same thing? What we're saying again, Robert, you're going to find in 2029 will be 25% running for president. We all may have the same. Look at our manifesto. Look at our platform. Almost all the same. We fight corruption. We'll do this. We'll do that. It's almost all the same. But then again, that's why you see in this great country we are, they have primaries because at the end of the day they take the strongest candidate to go forward. But they tried doing it in the CPP. You also happened in the CPP. That would have been a good thing. The CPP started doing it there. The first thing the guys then said they want to do black voting. They brought black voting there. Black voting and everything, and the whole thing just went, but they had their own plan. Because that whole CPP there, people just had to infiltrate it and destroy it. It got destroyed. That was the best alternative like people felt. But what happened? So now you call it great names. And honestly, but now you find out that everybody will have their own different agenda. The essence is then the problem, my concern is like in Liberia for the election. After the first round, all the people that I saw them, I'm making these to endorse people. What the essence, if you end up in this manner, you don't have a shot at it. Support one person, and you'll make it. But there's all right to run, and this is what we are. We cut ourselves what we are today. Because honestly,
but I mean, Tomalin, you also have to understand. You also have to understand. It's not everybody that gets into. It's not everybody that gets into the race. Right? That gets there to win. Sometimes.
Okay, hold on 1 second now. Let Tomalin land.
In the some plane about Guinea-Bissau president, he borrowed plane from Ghana, but then our government saying the president is sent plane for the president. But then, in other words, how can the Guinea-Bissau president ask the Ghanaian president for a plane? Then we say they send a plane. If you have what you're asking for, then how will you give somebody what they don't have? So look, it's the same thing happening. There's no change. When it caused our friends then now, somebody I thought they think we're going to do a change, but it's the same thing happening. So the same thing happened 6 years. They accuse other people for happening again. So now what we should say among ourselves, look, let's try somebody else now. Let's try a different plan. But will we do it? No. That's what guys. That's what we are.
Tama, let me say this right, and this is why, in response to Robert's concern as to whether in this modern dispensation we will still think to consider an elderly man in his 80s to still govern the nation. Let me give you multiple reasons why this could probably end up the way we don't want Liberia to go, because we have vibrant young people who can actually lead Liberia forward as compared to just keeping us static. One, the same group of people who said, you kill my mom, you kill my pa, I will vote for you, are still around here today, who are willing to say, because you're not in public service, so when you end up in corruption, you should not be you should not be criticized for your contribution to corruption because you're not yet in government, so we should leave you. The same people who say, you know, but you don't know, but I will vote for you, are still in existence today. And these are the kind of things that we will have to do. The same people who accused other people yesterday, all right, are still in existence. The same people who accused Jefferson Koji and other people of contributing to murder in Liberia without evidence. It was based on assumption, accusations. We were okay to run around the social media and even reach out to our international partner and ask for prosecution. We are the same people here today asking for evidence before we can make statement. These are the kind of behaviors that keep people in abject poverty, because we want to be biased in our analysis. We want to be one-sided when it comes to each, because I am not in agreement with you Robert, whatever you say, I should never agree with it because you are not within my political scope. You're not on my political side of things. So what you say, I should malign your character. But when it's right within my community, then I should say no. So the possibility of us having to go through that, it's like right there. It is heavily possible that President Boycott could be reelected tomorrow because by the time it gets to election, everyone wants to align with the UP because they feel like the UP has gotten herself to where the people now favor her. They want jobs. So I would not say to you it is not possible in Liberia because we still have the same amount of people until we can have people like yourself, Alex Jones, and other people who are willing to hold people accountable or willing to say in the faces of people who may see them differently the real truth. We will not move Liberia forward. We will continue to remain static, and our people and generation after us will remain to live in abject poverty.
Okay, good. So, Lofa, I send you a few things inbox. I wanted to start with some letters sent to the how you call the Civil Service Agency. I think you saw that, and that's from the Office of the Vice President. It got to do with a list of 23 persons. That is my understanding that those people have been working in the Office of the Vice President for years. And the same thing of due diligence. I made a call to the press secretary, the Office of the Vice President, to ask him as to whether he knew any of the names on the list. You cannot imagine that guy is saying he know any of those names on the list because he doesn't want to confirm anything. And that he ain't Nima, he won't get involved, he won't talk about it because those are names of people currently working in the Office of the Vice President that the Vice President technically does not want anymore. So what he's doing, he's sending those names to the Civil Service Agency and informing the Civil Service Agency to put those people on consultancy that he could not decide whether he must keep someone there for 3 months or that he should keep someone there for 6 months because, once you're a consultant, they can give you timeline. A civil servant, you have a whole flow for a period of the government. Now, under the laws, because civil servants are normally just there, what you do if you come and you're not really interested in them, you send their names back to the civil service and tell them, tell the CSA to reassign them. But instead of telling the CSA to reassign these people, you'd say they must make those people consultant to your office that will give you now a reason to get rid of them. So over 23 of those people are expected to lose their job. And they're telling them in a way that will appease them. Like, look, you're making $200, we want to give you $500. That's why we want to make you a consultant. So you get impressed and want to be a consultant. Immediately you become a consultant within 2-3 months, they dismiss you. Because and this is the same government that was also saying there was a huge list of people on consultancy that they met under the CDC government. I think put at around over $2 million that the government was spending on consultants. And they wanted to change that. In fact, I remember the former CSA boss raised that thing on one of the local radio shows where he said clearly that, look, some of these people you see doing consultancy for the government are playing very significant roles. Some of them are foreign doctors. I think over 9 to 10 of them are foreign doctors that have been assigned at JFK and other places that were providing. In fact, the total for those people for a year was over 900,000. So they were just seeing it like, oh, bunch of ghost names are consultants in the government, and we need to get these people off the government's payroll and all of that. But they did not know that some of these people were playing very strategic role in the government. Now, the same government that wanted to get rid of consultants, the Vice President's office is now submitting a huge list of people, over 23 of them, to the CSA so that they can become consultant. Ellis Jones. So that's one of the issues. I don't know whether you found that document.
When you said there were a list of people that were removed from the Vice President office.
Yeah. So those people are civil servants.
Yeah.
Technically, they should be there full time.
Yeah.
The Vice President doesn't want them. And the fact that he doesn't want them, he should send their names back to the Civil Service Agency for reassignment.
But they fired them?
No. What he's doing, he's putting them on a consultancy so he can have the time to fire them easily.
But have you spoken?
So when they are consulting and they no longer civil servant, you can give somebody consultancy for 1 month, for 2 months, and they're gone. When they are civil servant, you are obligated to keep them because they are full-time employees of the government.
You know, we have to invite a civil service director here, and Joker. I hope I will let him at least come in.
I can call Joker right there.
Yeah, let him invite him. Let him come and address this issue because it's a serious thing. Because what you're saying, because I think I saw a video too, and somebody asked a good question in the chat room about that video where the guy is saying that I have my gun on me still. We 300 of us still have our arms. 300 of also former EPS officers who were fired still got our arms, and I think the person that asked him, he said, "Yeah, we still got our arms," and it's scary though. Is it?
Tomalin, let me play this. Let me share this video here. Let people listen to what is happening in Liberia. You know, I think it's important we play this video here.
As I'm speaking now, I have my weapon with me. They may understand.
Yeah, they may stand it. I'm seeing the weapon with you.
So, as I'm speaking now, Senge call each and everyone. Since if I say Senge will confirm from Capital Building, he hasn't reached down to HQ to where we work. He always at the executive mansion on the 4th floor because he know his statement towards the country. It was not legitimate. So the fear is in him. So what you do now, he uses the SA, who is irrational, to do all the job.
So, Widow, this thing is getting serious. You people still have your weapons.
Oh, yes.
Every one of you that they put down have your weapons.
Yes. The 300 persons.
This is scary.
Yes.
Are you willing? Go ahead.
They said that you people are on the run now. Are they looking for you guys? For me, I'm not on the run because I'm fully prepared for any other eventuality. Any attempt, I would not relent. I will strongly retaliate. I'm fully prepared.
Wow. What is Liberia getting into so?
What is this country?
So, you people, 300 plus of you people have your weapons.
We have weapons and prepared.
Are you people joining on this thing, or is it just few individuals, or you people have said, okay, you know what, we all that it dismayed illegally, we stand together and we're ready to revenge anytime?
We all that are dismissed illegally, we are fully prepared to take any action. If Senge is not willing to pay us off, we are prepared.
Okay, so your request now.
So, Tomalin, there you have it.
Yeah. Now, I think we all just listen to this guy, okay? This guy is saying he's a former EPS officer that was fired. He said there are 300. They all have their arms, and he said he ready to defend himself and do anything. This is a threat not only of the national security, but to the institution of a Liberian presidency. Because the EPS, by law, they are charged to protect the first family, the president, the first family, the vice president, and other, I think the speaker, the pro tem, and the foreign minister, and the finance minister. These are people that have EPS or security and protection. Okay, these are top officials of our government. If these guys are saying they have their arms still, and we think that it's a joke, these guys they are trained. Who have arms, they are trained to use it. It poses a threat to the country, to the presidency. And I mean, what are your thoughts about what you just heard?
Let me start.
This is my time to come in, though. From the last
go
conversation, I haven't spoken.
Go ahead, Grace.
Okay, thank you, Ron. This is sad to listen to. Although we had this video before that was played, but when you vote a government in that is not ready prepared to actually take the mantle and run, and that's the reason why we kept on telling our people we started even campaigning before the campaign started since 2021, trying to tell our people that we don't think this government was prepared because the leader of the government, the government that they were pushing, which is UP party, the leader is an elderly man. Now we're not against elderly people at all, but Liberia don't have the weight to have an elderly man lead Liberia compared to America, where they always compare Joe Biden that president. We don't have that weight like the America that the president is, protected at all times. He goes on the plane. People can hold him if they want to. If they still want to use that kind of age a person as a president. And so that's the reason why we continue to tell our people, you take your future. You see young people in the race, energetic men, well-learned people who pay their dues in society. Like the Gagwa said, the coming is the money bars. They did what they had to do on this campaign trail. Other people came in and they did their part. They told you what they could do for the country. And the people said no. They wanted Ome Bwaka. They would take your young future and the future of the young generation of children and give it to an elderly man to lead, where he has already lived his own future. And there was nothing done to save us, our generation, while he was living his future within the government, serving. They never did anything to protect us. That's why they walk into Liberia and have us scattered in the entire world. So it goes back to that. They were not prepared. We needed a government who would be prepared, that the people will come hit the ground running. You can still see that the president is still back. He's backwards. This man has not published his assets as of yet. 500 plus people he has hired. Only less than 75 of them have published and declared their assets. So that is this is against the laws of Liberia when it comes to publishing assets. In a month time they're supposed to give them to publish. So all these things that is lacking. These are the things that carry government back. Now you have all these EPS officers. You came into power. For you to replace these people, if you don't trust them, there's a lot of work need to be done in that process. Your DEA or not DEA, but your head officer of that particular part of the government supposed to be able to either retire these people or transition them into another line of work. You leave the people by themselves. You tell them that you don't want them there. Now they got arms, they are vexed because they need a job, that the only thing they depend on for their children. So all these little things, the violation of the laws, the anti-corruption law, you're not declaring your asset, all these things come to play. And because the government was just never prepared to lead the country, they had other people prepared. Like Grandpa said, they don't want the people. They were not looking at the future of their children. There, yeah, we're hearing, before I close, this is my last, we're hearing that 30 children were raped in an adoption facility in Liberia. And George Weah government was able to turn that case over to Joseph Parker government. That case has been happening since last year. They chopped it under the rug. 30 children, the youngest girl was raped and money was 3 years old. And they're destroying these children. When the white people want to go adopt the children, and they reported it to the American embassy, and the American embassy contacted the justice system of Liberia, and they never even put that out there into the public for us to even find out. These are the things, and when you vote government like these, this is what you get for your country.
Let me say this. I think that there's two things that are worrisome to me. Just after listening to that, one is, I think the government have got to, and they have. I don't think the government have done a great job in truly articulating to the general public on the reasons why these EPS officers were dismissed. That's one. The EPS, I believe, has become politicized. The EPS should not be politicized. The EPA is apolitical. They are there for protections purposes of our VIPs, our leaders, and so forth and so on. And we believe that we have invested a lot of money in getting some of these guys the trainings that they deserve. And so, we've heard many different stories about why these guys were released. There have not been an official statement from this government or its spokespersons actually telling the general public legitimately why they were released. In this country, Secret Service agents are not released for political reasons. When one elected president after the other, people are not dismissed at the level in which we see it happen in Liberia. I understand why these things happen, right? But when you have a security, the security in the country that is fragile, You've got to be careful how you make security-minded decisions. And I think it's incumbent upon this government to come out and really articulate to the general public why these 300 individuals were dismissed. They are obligated to do so. Secondly, if they were dismissed, what are the legal processes to ensure that these guys are not out there with weapons? These weapons are not their personal weapons. These are weapons given to them as per their position in the EPS. And so it's completely troubling to hear a dismissed EPS agent publicly admits on national radio and boast about carrying weapons. I'm not even talking about Joseph Barca, but how safe I am to know that another person who no longer occupies a particular position in government, who may not legally be bearing the arm that he's carrying, how sure are the general public safety when these dismissals happen? It's very troubling. And I got to say this: the recruitment process for our EPS level is a poor process. A lot of these guys, some of them got checkers repetitions. We don't know what they've done. Most of these guys, I'm sorry to say, most of these guys have been hired simply on the basis of being fit. A lot of these guys are big there. They go to the gym. What kind of training do they have? And so when you hear an EPS officer speak the way he spoke, you sense unprofessionalism. And such a guy is on. He could do anything. He could do anything. He's ready to do anything because his interest now is, he's food has been taken off his table. He has to feed his family. So what protection are we putting out for the general public? And so I hope, just because and I'll close on this note. Just because a EPS officer was dismissed does not mean that you should be going on public radio making these kind of threats. We can't encourage these things. I sat in Rome with the leaders of our country as of recent when I was in Liberia, where these things were discussed. And I'm sure that the speaker have gotten these letters from some of these EPS officers that were released. They're doing their due diligence. I'm not sure what's taking them so long to put out a report, but this government must do its due diligence by reassuring the Liberian people that this dismissal was done on a security basis and not on a political basis. Not because they didn't like a certain person and people with names were picked. This is wrong. But having said that, those officers and agents that were released, they must ensure that these guys are disarmed. You can't have these guys moving around with pistols and guns when they no longer are doing the Liberian people's business. This is very, very dangerous. It's very dangerous.
And did anybody hear that man was even arrested for making those threats to the Liberian government? Those are threats to the Liberian people. He should have been arrested. Seriously.
Okay, I just got a message from this EPS boss. Okay, on this video. Okay, he said it's an old video. It's an old video that was over a month ago. He and others were fired. He never handled EPS weapon in his life. This guy who's on this video, EPS boss said he never handled EPS weapon in his life. He was lying to make the public to feel or believe that he was in possession of firearms. And,
I don't want to believe.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. You could see the firearm on him, Tomalin. So where did he get that from?
Finish now. Let me finish. Okay. Now he says that as soon as he left the studio, as soon as he left the studio, he and others were picked up by the police without any weapons. Okay. They stay in police custody for about a week, and they beg for their release. They talk with the police inspector general. He get a conditional release, and then since then you have not heard anything about these guys again. So that's why. So if the EPS boy is on record saying this, and the police boss are all saying the same thing, so we have not heard anything about these 300 men again with arms. So again, what can we say? Or you guys can weigh in.
Well, I just want to say quick before you come to although they arrested them, which was good, they stay in custody for a week. They should have been taken to court, and they should have been fined at least some money, and maybe serve some legit time to send a message. That time they stay in jail, they release them. It was not all to it. That's why we need them to follow to send a message to the people that you can't just come on the radio and just tarnish the government reputation or just talk lies, say you got weapon. This is a threat to society. So people stay in their houses for weeks after they heard, I think they got scared. So these are the things they're supposed to do. They have to further process it and make sure that when you send that kind of strong message, nobody else will come back to do that kind of thing.
So I mean, Toga, do us a favor.
Yes.
Maybe
After that show,
the police boss.
Right after that show, the guy was picked up.
Yeah, boss is saying that there's an old video and that's not true. The guys don't have no gun. So again.
Yeah, but month ago is not old video. It was a month ago. It's a recent video. The month is not old.
Right.
Last year, then he can say it's old.
But he's on record saying that these guys don't have no weapon. So again,
Tomalin, you're talking about 300 people here. Yeah. All right. The guy in question was arrested right after the show.
Yeah.
He was arrested right after the show. There were 2 to 3 other EPS agents outside of the studio to give him protection when that incident happened. In fact, there was a scuffle. They brought a police police jeep, and they wanted to push the guy in the car, and the guy refused. They tussled over that for over 30 minutes, and they had to jack him by the trousers to carry him to the police station. They're walking through the streets of Monrovia with armed policemen jacking him up, and I had to ran him to the police station. Hey, like Grace said, why should you keep him even in jail for more than a week? And you know the law. For the 8 hours, the man should have been turned over to the court and prosecuted for his action. So you keep the man in jail for more than a week.
Again, conditional release. So
and another thing, these people are like the civil servants. We got to stop doing this kind of thing. If we do that, one of the things will happen. We either will overcrowd the security sector, or every time there is a government that will change, there will be situation in the sector, and the confidence of the sector will be reduced. This is very wrong. You cannot be coming to the EPS like Mr. Sanvee. You come at the EPS as EPS boss, and the first thing you begin to do is to get rid of everybody that you think associated with the last government. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf served the country for 12 years as president. The guy who served as AD came to George Weah. I know him personally because he went to school in Buchanan. That guy served under the Elling's administration for the last 12 years. George Weah came. My information was every day Weah was passing, he saw professionalism in the guy or somehow. And George Weah picked the guy as AD Ken. I didn't hear them firing all the people that Ellen left with the EPS. Mr. Sanvee comes, and the first thing he's doing, he's getting rid of all the guys. And you know that the security sector is even trained professionally. Let's say if you did not want it in the EPS, you got what the guy named the LDEA boss is looking for men to help with the LDEA. You can't send in there. You got the NSA looking for men. All these guys have been trained by taxpayer money to do these jobs. The police is understaffed. Most of the security agency, the fire service is another security agency, for example. They are all understaffed. You said 300 security personnel will go home and go start hustling on their own. Just before I close, let me tell you something. I sat down, I was with one company one time, and there's a Kenyan guy who was working with us. He went to a meeting to see a friend of his who was in the security sector of Liberia. And he came back from the meeting. He said, Toga, how you treat your security people? I said, why? He said, but I went to a meeting and I met a bunch of old security guys sitting together. Maybe former police chief, former chief of staff of the army, that kind of thing. He said, in my country, it doesn't happen like that. If the man is even a former security person, they get somebody posted on him, maybe to be driving him around. That person that is driving him around is briefing somebody at some higher level, what he's up to every day, who he's interacting with, who he's talking to. In Liberia will join your way. You're not importing again to the process. And you think that's not troubling for the society. You put these guys on the loose, and you think you are safe or the population is safe. No, we are not safe. You
Alex,
can't come here and dismiss 300 people, and you think we should be happy and the country is safe. No, the country is not safe. You have given these
Alex,
guys
can I get some
opportunities to
clarity?
regroup.
Can I get
To
some clarity
regroup.
on what you just stated, Alex? Toga, let me
Yes.
just get clarity on what you just said. You said every time a person is retired, he or she is assigned someone to drive them around and
No, at certain
provide.
level. Let's say if the man was police director, for example. If the
Okay.
man was police director and that
Okay.
man retires, or some way you get him off, you can't get that man just going home and sitting down alone doing nothing. They will assign somebody with that man. Somebody will be opening a gate at his house. That person is a security personnel. Somebody will be driving his car. That person is briefing somebody in the highest level of the security sector of the new administration. That's how
And that
it's done.
person, and that person, and he told you that person is employed by the government.
Exactly.
But
Exactly. But do you know?
Let me
It's
say
my
something.
understanding. Even the current police chief, immediately he became a former police chief. They took all the security from him, everything. He started driving his same moral. He started living by himself. You don't treat security people like that.
You know what happening in
It
other
puts the country on time bomb.
But what happened in other countries is that they have these think tanks, okay? All these people who are former past officials, they have these think tanks that almost like an advisory stuff, they have them on that they use, especially the top brass that they can always use to come in. But now the EPF boss is saying, I mean, guys, EPS don't appear on platform. You get it clear. They're security.
Can he call?
Yeah,
we can pick his voice.
Yeah, I mean, so they won't usually come on platform. But if you say that the terminated employees are those who are unfit for duty, and those deemed fit for duty are working pending training. So those who were terminated, they are still working, but they are going to be trained. Some of them say, well, but guys, so look, I mean, again, our country with brothers, and it's a country that still since 177 years, we're still trying to find the right path, which is something that's troubling. Because in other countries, you take these because these police top personnel, they are trained by taxpayer money. Some of them went to the FBI's academy. Some of them went to different international police institute. So you don't want to let them go. You put them in get some think tank as an advisory thing. So anything for reform.
Of course. Why do you think veterans are respected in America?
Can I just try
to let me land, right? So now when you guys are when people are in this situation, people pay money. You see that you pay money, you pay into the pension scheme, so that when you retire, you get something to fall back. In America, yeah, the difference is that all of us in America, yeah, all of you got your 401k, and for the time you're in America, not anybody on the platform they have about more than 100 grand. 100. I'm telling you true story. People in Liberia listening. The people got good money there. That pension there, they call it 401k. The people got that money saying now that money is being invested. So that money is saying now. So when you're saying you're in America, you're kind of hustle for a job, I hustle until there. You're putting them pretty. But you accuse somebody wrote today telling me say we hustling. I said, look at that. I said we may be hustling. So now I said, but again, guys.
Besides our 401k, they got 401k. Me just need they got 401k, then they got retirement. Once you hit the job 5 years, you got solid 401k, you still not job for 5 years. Besides that, we are guaranteed social security automatic. You want to get social security automatic. So some of our people who retire here, some of them their monthly income, they just sitting now home, they're looking for something to do. The tires, I think got nothing to do. Their monthly income like 5,000, 6,000, they're collecting it while just sitting now home. Some of them depends on the time they work, they're collecting 3,000, so they still gotta go to the part-time job.
You want Alex to talk?
We look for a job. We just want help. Seriously,
You still want Alex to talk? I was just asking.
Yeah, Alex talk.
You are advocating for Alex to speak just a few seconds ago.
The main thing.
Let a presidential candidate.
You see your side again. I don't come on platform to provide solution. When election campaigns open, I will pay for my ads. I will campaign vigorously, and I will win. I'm here as a movement to make Liberia better, and as an independent voice against the political establishment. But you start attacking me, then I have no option but to respond to defend myself. You attack my candidacy, I have to respond. So I wanted to clarify that. In fact, I just wrote an article, an essay, which I know my brother Lofa Julius is not going to be very happy about. Ellis Coleman is not going to be very happy about, but that is in retaliation for those who attack me politically. I'm going to go after the political leader. Now, let me respond, Grace. You know, as you were narrating about the issues in Liberia concerning how people are treated, the security services, I was almost about to disagree with you until you came back and you said those people should be arrested. And the same thing, Toga and I think Gago or somebody said, look, I despise Joe Barker. I think he's incompetent. But this one, I support him. Those people should be arrested. And this police director is very incompetent because first of all, he does not have the law in his hands. When they were arrested, they should be turned over to the prosecutor, the solicitor general. Okay, it's not his job to determine who gets conditional. They say he went to Harvard or wherever, but he need to go get his money back. When somebody is arrested for making threat to the country, you are to destabilize the country. I lost my father was murdered in Liberia, right on Kevin Street. I was right there, so I would not tolerate any kind of violence and instability for another civil war in Liberia. I stay with Joseph Barker and those who talk about like those people. Every last one of them should be arrested and they should be in custody. And if the police sergeant does not want to do a job, then he needs to resign. You cannot have that. Let us come in the public square and let us debate our political issue. Let us disagree politically. Let us fight politically. But we don't want any more war in our country because many people have suffered. We're talking about war, economics, crime code, and then foolish people won't come in the street and talk about you got guns to go fight. So even me, yeah, Joseph Boga wants to recruit me to go help arrest them. Just make the call. That's wrong. Now I here to respond to my brother Tomalin. Okay, I'm very upset with him because he's taking shot at me when I'm not here to defend myself. Okay, yeah, we have a president who violates the law. He does not even declare his asset, publish his asset. But then he questioned, you see, that's what he calls selective cherry picking. We had candidates in Liberia who came in 2016, never lived in the country for 10 years. The law says you must hold resident in the country for 10 years. The law did not say, you don't know my residency in Liberia. You don't know it. And I'm not going to reveal it to you. If somebody wants to challenge me in 2029 in the court of law, let them go ahead and challenge me in the court of law. But you know, so I'm just saying, let's leave the political stuff. Let's leave the political stuff here. Let's deal with the thing. And the reason, because we cherry pick. We got lawmakers who don't abide by the law in Liberia. We got presidents who don't abide by the laws in Liberia and the Constitution. But then the Alice June you want to pick on, and you want to spread the law all in front of him. That's what got our country today. We have one party system in Liberia. Okay, for many years, it did not work. Our country did not develop. We decided to have multi-party system in Liberia, which means if 1,000 people support somebody, they have the same right as 1 million people. So, Mr. Tomalin, I will tell you, you don't have the right to tell somebody else whether you maybe CDC got 500,000 people, but give those people the right to support whatever candidate they want to support. We cannot refresh on the rights and say if two parties in Liberia could develop Liberia, CDC and United Party, then Liberia will be developed. You won't have no need for Alice Jones. So let's encourage a dialogue and welcome everybody to the table. That is democracy. Whether the person has 1 vote or the person has 1,000 votes, they should be given equal right to the media, equal right. In America, that's why they have a primary. Everybody go to the primary and the caucuses will decide who has the numbers to go to the finals. In Liberia, we don't have that. So I'm just saying, let us not downplay Apeton King in his race. No media mention him. All your media there, they never mention him. He came third. At least that's the official election result. So we must not sit here and discourage because of numbers. And that's why I wanted to say, Mr. Tomalin, I love you, my brother, but you're wrong on this one, and I need your apology. Give every Liberian candidate, if Lofa Julius wants to run, and look, and another last point I want to make. Stephen Wonder, Ghanaians are welcoming people who are born Americans to become citizens. And we Liberians, we are so deceitful. We don't treat, the Americans in America is supporting the whole entire economy. The $500 million budget that Liberian government said they got, that our money we sending to our people in Liberia. If other countries can allow Americans to go and vote in the election and hold a license in the election, okay, we Liberians will always divide it. Because the person in America, because the person in Liberia, are the people then who in Liberia doing any better for us? Are the senators then who be in Liberia, are they develop our country? No.
What happened to Alex?
Nobody move you.
No, apparently
his network, I guess.
That's network. He come back with me on, so he will not say we're talking over.
Right.
Alex.
There you go.
Yeah.
Alex, Alex, you driving?
No, I was driving. I had to stop. I was done with the day. I was enjoying the show. But when Tomalin started taking shots at me, I had to come. Because I'm not doing it for me. Lofa may want to run for president tomorrow. I'm not going to tell you, say you don't have a right. America has a right, but you don't have a right.
Yeah, the primaries are very right. The thing is, the primaries are very right for them to do. But after the primaries, then they start to cut candidates. And most of the time, I was disappointed in most of the candidates that ran the last election when some people started saying they would not even go to the debate. They can't. We are going there. It was so sad. So how you expect the people to vote for you when you cannot tell the people what you got to deliver to them? So I think that what you're saying, Alex, I agree with you. After the primaries, then they can start going by numbers and see who is.
But none of the political parties that have primaries, the ANC, the CDC, the Unity, what primary Joseph Boga went to become the head of Unity Party?
As an independent candidate, what primary did you go to be considered?
You don't as an independent. You don't have to go to primary. That's the difference. If you're running on a political party,
but you're part of an institution.
Right. I don't have a political party.
What process was actually implemented for you to be considered that individual to represent the independent party that you claim that you want to represent? What process was it?
Very good question. Like I said earlier, I represent the movement to make Liberia better, which is a think tank and a pressure group. You should know about it.
What was the process?
Hold on now. One of the stated objective of that is to identify new and better people to lead Liberia in all areas, senator, representative. You are here accusing me of supporting or trying to scatter people, the Gonglo and Barnes and Sarah Yanti. We reach out to all these people and even try to encourage other non-household name to support, to run. Even if they don't win, make a statement. Nobody did that. And as the head of that organization, I could not sit there and allow other people and tell other people to run. And I'm not willing. So the movement Liberia is always open. Lofa Julius, your start, if you want to run tomorrow on a ticket other than the two parties, because we don't believe in the two-party system.
All right.
We will support you. But if you don't have money,
guys, let me my point here. I want to make us is great. Surely I'm not going to speak to this because I think there are much more.
The current system like not the primaries with in-war parties. I'm talking about the primaries where all the people will already have the leaders, and all the leaders will come together to present for the political party. So that's the debate. Once the debate on, then they can start eliminating candidates to get to the 2 point of my point.
Correct. But you know, Chris, one last point, Chris. The debate
on the radio, Alex. Let me just say that the fact that we're still on the radio, I want to use this opportunity to just educate our people on some of the reality around the world. Okay. And I'm gonna play this video. If you guys would just be, this is gonna be my entire time on here tonight. I will not give any closing statement, but I think
because there are some other trending
this is
issues
very
that we could
important
talk
that
about.
our people listen and to some of these things that are happening. Let me share this video with you guys here. This is happening. This is a video that I will share with one of the the members of the closing argument in the background.
Dama Faye, a man of the people, claimed victory, vowing to fight corruption and injustice head on. No longer will the cries of the masses go unheard. With a steely resolve, Faye has set his sights on the former president.
They both working a president. What kind of president we're looking for? Yeah, man.
You let it compare like brother Peabody.
But no sound. Oh, do now. Oh, no sound.
Democracy, you'll witness the issuance of arrest warrants, the intense hunt for former leaders, and the explosive revelations that expose the truth. Get ready to delve into the extradition battles, the economic ripples, and the regional implications of this seismic shift. Senegal's future hangs in the balance, and Faye is leading the charge for justice and transparency. On April 2nd, 2024, the streets of Dakar buzzed with anticipation as Senegal prepared to usher in a new era. Crowds gathered at the Grand Presidential Palace, where dignitaries from across the region converged to witness a historic moment. Among them stood President Bola Tinubu of Nigeria, President Nana Akufo-Addo of Ghana, and African Union Commission Chair.
Here is how to legally steal gas from the gas station.
No,
this U.S. military mechanical engineer.
The air was thick with hope as Dama Faye, the newly elected leader, took the stage. His eyes shone with determination as he addressed the nation, promising a future built on ethical governance, economic progress, and a strengthened democracy. No longer will the voices of our people be silenced, he declared, his words resonating with the masses yearning for change. But Faye was not alone in this pursuit. Standing by his side was Ousmane Sonko, a man who had become a symbol of resistance against the previous regime's injustices. Appointed as the prime minister.
This video is kind of it's too long, so I'm gonna stop. That is about 21 minutes long. But guys, let me just recommend, and I'll post the link on here. Please go and watch this video and see what Senegal president, a young man, is doing. He is tackling the issue from the neck to the bottom. This is what we want in Liberia. We don't want some just cherry picking and what we will consider self-interest. Senegal president is bringing down the hammer. He's saying to us, this is how you govern. Arrest the corrupt one, the thieves. Arrest them, throw them in jail, and let us bring good governance to Liberia and other places around the world. Why in Liberia we are still celebrating thieves and former warlords? Thank you.
Look, let me come in here and go back to a point that Alex Jones shared, about Liberian citizenship and who they are awarding their citizenship to. I think our country just not ready. Even to earn dual citizenship, you saw all the restrictions that people came up with. Liberians who were born in Liberia are not allowed to vote. In certain areas, they're not allowed to hold certain position, all those nonsense. You want your country to develop. One of the things that Liberians are divided upon seriously when it comes to making a foreigner citizen, like Lebanese. There are Lebanese. There are some people from Lebanon who were born in Liberia. There are folks I've met who are born in Liberia, and they cannot even earn Liberian citizenship. Everybody talk about the land. They'll buy all the land. They'll buy the country in a minute. The land are there. What are you doing with it?
Mm-hmm.
Drive outside of Monrovia. Go to places like Banga. Go to places like Bathurst. Drive on the highway. See land. That nothing. But you say we make the people citizens. They'll come and buy land. Go to Cape Palmas and other places. See how the land, vast land, beautiful location. They're sitting there, and you say, "Oh, we made the people citizens. They'll come and buy the whole country. Oh, they would do this. They would do that." And our country nearby Sierra Leone, foreigners can be citizens. Lebanese are citizens. Ghana, Lebanese are citizens. The very Senegal we're talking about, Kenya, other places, they got a foreigner who are citizens. Every time, they'll buy the land. In the meantime, nothing is doing the land. No development. Nothing going on. Let me also talk to this folks being laid off. I thought in country when you lay off people, government create opportunity for these people to get back in the labor force. But you laying off people everywhere, EPS, this other area, you're laying off people. You have no means. So it means that their entire life is over. Because if you are with the EPS, they lay you off, and who you going to go to find a job? The government will not give you a job. The government laying off people. The private sector should be more of laying off people, but the government laying off more people, and they're not going. There's no foreign direct investment that will create jobs for these people. What will happen? What will happen to these people? You have more criminal. You have more crime taking place in the country, and nothing's going to happen. So well, I'm not. That's some of the same mentality I'm talking about. People telling you can't buy land in China, you can't buy land in India. That's the mentality I'm talking about. We're talking about Liberia, you bring in India and China in there. We want to develop a country. That India and China are talking about. We're talking about Liberia. How we can develop a country? The same old mentality that India is talking about here. They're not Liberia or China. Is that what I'm talking about? That's the kind of mentality that we have. Okay, you buy land in the place. Yes, I can buy land. I live in America. I can buy land. I can buy a house. We're talking about the development of Liberia. We're not talking about India and China. We're talking about our country, where we can develop first before we think about going to other countries to buy land. That's what we're talking about. And that's the mentality Liberian rolls with. Okay, you buy land in the place. Okay, you do this. Okay, how will we develop our country? You think Liberia alone can develop that country? Okay, and that's what we're behind. You think anything will change it? Generation upon generation, nothing is going to change for now in Liberia because the mentality of the people, the mindset of the people is one way. That's why even their own brothers and sisters from the diaspora go there, they'll tell you, "Oh, y'all came to take our job." Your own brother and sister who were born there, you tell them, "Oh, they came to take our job." Oh, they're in America, they're not doing nothing. Or they won't come here and take all our job and stuff like that. That's the mentality, the resistance that even our brothers and sisters on the ground have. But in the meantime, billions of dollars are remitted to Liberia every year from Liberia and stuff like that. So that's some of the things we face here. There's a lot of free land in our country that are not being developed because I would give it to the people who got the money who can develop it. At the end of the day, it's still in Liberia. They're not taking it to China or India. It's still in Liberia. That's my point here.
Okay, before Toga got some before he come in, let me say this though. How to call it? I said, well, where's that video, man? That chicken fellow video.
Yeah, Baron, boys.
What a chicken fellow? Your people put
Baron, what a problem here, man?
Your people put a chicken fellow video on, man, with a chicken fellow. Because I don't know, Toga coming. People are saying that in the last few months, the hardship in Liberia has increased. People say the hardship, I don't know how true it is. Peabody, you were there recently. Robert was there. Toga is there. I'm on my way there. I don't know. But people say the hardship increased. And to the extent that I saw a video, and when you guys in the studio, people got video up. Somebody was selling chicken fellow. Your people that video up. I want to see that chicken fellow. I mean, it is real that the guy was making a movie.
I don't know what I saw it, but I don't know what he was really.
I just to people that video. The chicken
but what was selling chicken fellow? That's a loser.
Wait, chicken fellow. That's what you're saying. I mean,
So, guys, Timothy, your guys, please excuse me. I'll leave the show with you guys. And Timothy, thank you again for having me. Even though I was hard on you tonight, but you know what, Timothy, I think you should be the political leader. I think I was supposed to be the political leader of CDC. Let Joshua turn it over to you. It will do good for that party. Okay, you'll be able to attract a lot of people because people like you and you're a fair man. Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you guys perhaps next week. Thank you for having me.
Have a good
Attitude
weekend.
Have a good weekend, brother.
Have a great weekend.
I saw you mention the man again, the man will come out.
Send we can you be play the video, man. Please put it on for me.
See Mikey again, like bro. Mikey. Why? Send out for chicken fellow.
People.
Like ruffle.
That be friend, man. On a serious note, I mean, I couldn't believe that video when I saw it, though.
I don't understand why you can't believe the video.
No, but I mean, how far we have come now. The country so hard that we're selling chicken feta.
Yeah, people have to do business. But chicken feta is business. I mean, if you anything that can bring you money and you can sell it and get some change, you need to sell. We rather what people sell chicken feta than to be in the government and stealing the money from the people. The
rate today is 193.
What?
What?
Wow. They rescue Trim?
And the Minister of Finance, he's not well. We haven't heard him. He's been out of public for the last two months. I mean, what's going on in the country, man?
Yeah, they said the Minister of Finance, I heard it way back that he's really sick, and they said this man is really sick. He was healthy. They gave him the position. He went back home. All of a sudden, he just started taking sick. He took sick in the office, and he going to do all his doctor.
My friend, we're keeping our thoughts in prayer. Pray for him. Pray for him. But I mean, I just want to share that.
I think, and here we are. We coming to add another 700 persons. So you already know about the situation in Ghana after the demolition exercise there. Over 700 of our Liberian citizens there are going to be brought here and pulled into the society.
That's a good thing. I commend them.
But where are they coming to? They have a plan. They're going to put them,
what the plans we have for them? How are we going to incorporate them into the hardship already here that everybody fighting over?
But the people, when they come in, they'll be productive to the country.
I'd rather they come home than to be sleeping outside in the street.
Thank you.
They're sleeping in the cold air. There's no house there. They're outside on an open field. They've been there for the last month and a half. I'd rather they come home.
Yeah. So I heard they're trying to get them home. I think the government has sent a delegation there already, headed by one deputy minister of foreign affairs, I think for liquor affairs.
Yeah, I think
Daddy Ama, yeah. So they're expected to bring them to the country very soon.
That's good though. At least but the only thing I don't think they bring them. I'm sure they're bringing them and put them in some place.
And they will get some compensation.
They can trace their family members and then
that's why not even clear. That's my point. That's not even clear even in the release whether they will get them something or are they just going to bring them here. Some of the people have been out here 20, 25, 30 years.
Yeah. What did that come out in? What newspaper did that come in?
In the chat room, and Peabody in the chat room.
Let's say in the chat room. It's a release that came from the government.
That's some good news.
The release is not clear about what's going to happen when they are brought here. At least would they be giving small things to start their lives or something like that?
Well, we got to find out from the ultra-virus people. I mean, try to find out what's for them. Let them know. But guys, look, I mean, we're in a situation where the country is people are complaining with the hardship. Now, somebody told me they were in Liberia, they went to Liberia, but then they couldn't even they had to disguise themselves because they have the mind to tell people no. So I don't think we should be able to live that way, I mean, if you can't make it, man, I don't know, but
man, they were just come and it will be the same way, You got people that already selling chicken fella just to buy food, but they're bringing some people home. I mean,
700.
Found a school, a big school that has not been used. or someplace, put the people there, feed them, and get them somewhere, or find a land where they can be and say, you know what, this is our home. We'll stay at. If you have a struggle in Ghana and pay our little house and the broke it, they can still struggle there. But I told God, I mean, I tell you, I'm gonna be honest here. I applaud the government for doing that because when I went to Ghana in March of this year, it was devastating. I mean, people were sleeping outside. People were sick. People home were being demolished. There was no food. They were almost 100 something degree hot, humid, and all of that. I mean, we provided over $6,000 to $7,000 worth of food and water on that camp, and saw how the people were desperate. So I'm happy that our effort paid off. We discussed it here many times. In fact, I even met the vice president and told him straight out, I said, look, these are things that will spoil your name. If you don't bring the people who want to die there, they bring it home. And the vice president has shown me, he said, I will talk to the president. So, I mean, let's give him a pat on the back. You know, I'm one of those, if the government does something great, I will commend them as well for doing that. I think it's a good step, but it was just jump to the number of unemployment guys in the country already. You know, by leave the home, somebody can look at them and get them food, then for people to be beating them and knocking them and kicking them outside the house, go back to your country, and stuff like that. So I think it's a good idea, but we already know unemployment high in the country, so we shouldn't even talk about that. You know, we should welcome our people. But I think I'm going to end here. There'll be my closing. I just wanted to wish. We still got some time to go, right?
Yeah.
We still got some time to go, Tomalin. I wanted to wish my friend Tafina.
There's another. I think there's another thing. I know we all followed.
Tafina birthday today.
We follow the Nemos report.
Oh, yeah, Tafina graduated. Yeah. Correct.
Yes, I sure we all follow the Nemos report, where Nemo was talking about the 10% thing. You know that the government's 100 days deliverable, they were able to achieve 10%. You remember that?
But
now,
where's
the
that?
government on today.
Yamoto. What I got? When I want to see him to come.
Oh, Nyenwolo?
Yes.
Eddie, yes. So today the government also came out with their own report of their own 100 days. So the government did her own assessment of her own 100 days. Very interesting. And the government is saying they came out with 74%, countering what Nemo did.
What?
So
I'm telling you.
So the government cheat that grade.
But
the government cheat that grade.
They get them 10%, but then they cheat that grade.
So you know the funny part, the people cheat their own grade sheet, and like you taking the grade sheet to your parent and you change it before they get there.
You know, they told you to take it home. Then you carry it to your parent, you go with their poor.
You say take your grade sheet home. You say you give me 10, I'm taking my grade sheet home, I'll make it 7. So the government came out with her own report today, but it's very interesting. But something interesting also in our report, the last time we hosted the public works minister, you remember some controversial issue that came up from him was they had done over 700 kilometers of road. I think you all remember that.
Yeah.
That report is saying I think over 300 kilometers of roads have been done. Completely contradicting what the minister said. Completely. So the report, I think we will ask them. I've been trying to find out whether we can get that report from Nyenwolo's report and that of the government, because the government did something on their own and Nyenwolo did something. But the only place of contention are the percentage. The government is saying they got 74%. Nyenwolo is saying, you know, they got 10%.
I gave you the grade sheet. I think Gray said you fail that.
No, but Peabody. How do you call that? What the name of the group? Nayomo. How do you call that group name?
Nemo. I think
Nemo, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Any Nyenwolo group. They are the one who can track on people on deliverables. He's saying that for the 100% 100-day deliverables of the Boga government, they made 10%. They only completed 10% of the 100%. But Boga government said no, we completed 74%. but now their group is funded by USAID, I think, so it's a credible group. Yeah,
of course.
They are non-partisan, they're independent. So whatever they say is really given consideration.
Now, why the Chief?
And I saw I get it. The government 20%. Yeah, what making plan with me? You see the people getting 10%. I get in 20. Well,
you get 10. I give 0. You get 10. I give 0.
I think it should step up because, like for instance, I'm not seeing any major. I saw mostly photo ops, no major investment came to Liberia during 100 days. No major agreement was signed for Liberia to benefit with jobs. Because the big concern now is employment opportunity for the people. People don't have the opportunity to have employment. And then the president appointed a committee to review the concession agreements. We are not here from that group. He appointed a group to the soldiers' wives, the protest. Is reported in 2 weeks. The 2 weeks have been he appointed a sort of order for 3 months. The 3 months, I think, almost not passed. We have your results.
That what called Vlad Flo.
He appointed a group to talk about
but you know another thing that came into conflict with the Nyenwolo's report.
No,
the guy is saying he tracked 107 promises of the government. The government is also saying they did not promise the Liberian people 107. They promised us 87.
They forgot.
Yeah, running campaign is different from the government. It's different though. When running campaign,
yes,
when the president said that, he said, I repeat, no car will get stuck in a major highway for 100 days. I think when he said it, I think a political talk.
But Tomalin, that's the place we have the problem. Because if you will lie to the people just to win election, that is wrong for the Liberian people.
Yeah, but
I don't want you to say running campaign.
Grace,
even Biden has promised us to pay our student loan. Biden was trying to pay most of the student loan already.
Yeah, but Grace, I can bet you again, as I said the other day, you have election tomorrow. Say election will be held on June 1st or July 1st. You get the same result. You see? So who you blame?
No, we're not getting serious. We put the red people in.
Well,
if we put the red people in, we'll be able to hold
I'm telling you,
the people did not put the red into power.
So you think, may I ask you the question? Tomorrow, organize election, say we had this end of the year, why election in Liberia? You think you probably put that running again, you put that ran, put that on the ballot. You end up with the same result.
No,
but I mean, what she's saying is when you make your premises, it should be in terms of realistic achievements.
Yeah,
all right. Ambassador Bwaka was vice president. He was vice president for 12 years. They met him from Lofa County. We did not see the scene where no car would get stuck in the mud, that he could place 1 or 2 equipment even in his own Lofa to make sure that no car will get stuck in the mud in Lofa. So how realistically could the Liberian people believe that all across the country no car will get stuck when he become president?
I can bet
it's impossible. It was an unrealistic goal.
I can bet you guys
that Monipa built it. You know that welcome.
The hard grade, man, brother.
The hard grade, but at least he did that. The president of the
I'm talking about Monipa.
No, you're talking about Monipa. He's saying the JMB issued a high grade.
Yeah, be the high grade. High grade. But the higher level, the higher grade.
I'm just telling you, somebody wrote, I think Robert wrote a post about the private plane. Our friend who to be on the panel of George Cannon Tule, one of the strong supporter of JMB. He was defending it. He defended why my fly private jet, and he still attacking George Weah private jet flying. So that hypocrisy that the problem we're facing. I'm telling you again, organize election to December 31st this year. The people will tell you, they'll tell you, they'll say, if I say, don't get a chance, they'll justify why my vote for him. So you don't get a chance. If I who says money? You're getting back.
Look, you had a deception here.
People do. So our people look. We have our own problem.
We are tormented. We tormented President Weah when he was flying his private jet. Even the president in some of his campaign messages talk about the president Weah flying private jet. Oh, he flying private jet. Oh, the player. He do other one. You're doing the same thing. Liberia, open your eyes. The deception, you got people still defending. Oh, the man will do the one. Oh, the man will do the high grade can't hit. Your fight 90 day. The high grade ain't reach yet. You know, wait for the next high grade to come. You will see it. And I got like all the play now. Will restore like all the play.
I told you guys. I predict again. I repeat. By December of this year, you will see the rescue mission team. They will explode. and it will be at each other's throat. Trust me, each other's throat, because and I was expecting this will happen maybe 2-3 years from now. But like I said, when I watched chat room, I said apparently the 2029 election will start sooner than expected, and I think it already started, because people are getting, and all the people you do right now start getting ready. Don't take your chance. If you want to be president, you want to take leadership in the country, don't be saying I'm studying the terrain. No, you better get ready, because our group called the Last Stand, without wasting time, we making move already, making inroads. And when I get to Liberia the next month, we'll be beating our constituents will be beating them. Yes,
but Tomalin, you see, people who have been in this game for some time, even an early start is still problematic for you. All these shifting and thing we're talking about here, so now the real election can start on 3 to 5 months of the election.
Yeah, but
the real shifting.
We still be making.
So most of the people you see shifting now is only for attention. As 3 to 5 months, the real shifting can start taking place in the country. So if you a politician and start seriously investing your money, it technically becomes waste of time. I'm telling you.
The thing is that
3 months of election, you see some major shift that will change the entire game plan of the election. That's how it works.
The actual
we can change it,
when I really doing work for Liberia and helping the country, the people don't even recognize those people. Look at what Moneyba is doing right now. Look at what Mr. Cummings has done. I know some Cummings people can think I just a fact talker. I will tell you the truth as it is, as who I am. Tomalin will tell you for me. I will tell you the truth. But look at what Mr. Cummings did for Liberia. Did Liberians even see those things? Moneyba, look at what he's doing. You know the initiative that Moneyba had carried on in Liberia since 2012. The things that may have been doing, they don't follow none of those things. The people don't see goodness. They want to see mediocre stuff. Even Bwaka in his own Lofa as president, he has not done anything yet with Lofa. Moneyba just built a whole welcome tower. As soon as you enter Lofa country, you will see the sign. See the picture to you. You will see it out there.
Put a picture
out there so we can see it. Joseph Bwaka has not done that. So we want to bring people to pay attention. Seriously, what Tomalin talking about a group, he right to talk about a group. We have to start telling people, you have to pay attention to the real things that are going on for the people that will come in to really help the country. Instead of your Jeppy, how they call him, said, Bwaka, right? I bet your knee, but you need Bwaka for fun, right?
No.
Oh, no, not Bwaka for fun, sorry.
We are Toga.
Toga,
sorry,
Toga.
Oh, okay.
Toga is right. 6 months to the time, you will see that the time everybody will come with phone force, they will bring people in there, usually for going in the real propagandists, they will come and start talking, confusing the minds of the Liberian people. And we don't want that. We want you to start following the people in their track records right now, that when they present themselves, you say, you know what, I followed the man, I saw he did this thing and he did that thing for the country, maybe he will be able to lead us. Look at the person's track record from the time the last election, the last government get in, to the election time or the campaign time. Then you can say, okay, let me see who I would choose to maybe support. They will be able to help Liberia. But they don't look into none of those things. They just follow the crowd, the sentiments. Who the winning team? They join the winning team. We are winning. And destroying the country here while we're sitting here getting older by the day. But we are not preparing any good thing for our children.
I'll tell you, Toga.
Can somebody please share that picture what I see?
Yeah, I'll send you the guys in the hand. Okay, yeah. Welcome to Lofa, the bread basket of Liberia, home of Nyenwolo. Oh,
yeah.
That
money for chair made that particular thing.
Put a picture there now.
Yeah.
Home of the Molagisi, the master of the 6 tribe. Oh, you got 6 tribe in Lofa, Gbani, Mende, Kisi, Loma, Manigo. But that's good to know.
Yes. If we have the thing in each country to welcome the people will know what they're coming to when tourists then come in, or whoever visitors will say, oh, this is Lofa country. They will read and get little information on what is Lofa country, the kind of people that live there. Moneyba did this thing recently. You hear any media talking about it? No, they don't want to be talking about it. They didn't even got time to share that information. So,
yeah, but let me tell you, I'll tell people, you got 17 electoral districts now. If you and don't wait and 3 months and Toga, if I have resources for you on a serious note, right? And I'm serious, these 17 electoral districts, I will try to visit them. You visit these districts, put yourselves there, let people get to know you, and you'll start and you be honest with people. Say, look, Well, I see when the polling campaign, they go there, people bring a problem to you. Say, we want zinc on our schoolhouse. We want our medicine, I mean, we're not your job to do it though. But then I said, look, explain to the people, have these engagement with the people. Say, look, if I have the resources to get it done, and this is what we need to do. You tell the people about our national budget. Say, look, do you know how much the country raising every year? $700 million our budget. You know how much they allocated to for this thing? Let the people know. But instead, you wait 3 months before you go to the people say it should vote for you. Other people now go there with money and say, I'm dedicating the hand pump. I'm dedicating this thing. I put in zinc on top of this zinc on top of this school building. Or I bring some medicine. And and that's what the people been doing. So people easier to be fooled. So if you really engage them throughout the 5 or 4 years you got, engage the people, keep talking to them, get your team organized, be voluntary and service, and tell people exactly what you guys will do together. But instead, people just listen to lie, all that blah. Let's be frank. The country is a blah country. If you lie, you will not win. Let me friend.
Whole country live off hard-grade block.
Tomalin, when you are running for there for House of Representatives, for example, when you are running for House of Representatives, you know when the election for House of Representatives can start.
Let me give you an example. Even the Great America here, 2016, you know Trump won here. Trump on Vlad. Trump said, "I will build a wall." And the Mexican will pay for the wall. He said, "I'll make America great again." And people just
and they
follow behind him. And he said things when what they want to hear. Now what happened in that, bro? Tell what they want to hear. Because honestly, I know if I've been on senator for 9 years or 18 years, I've been senator for all the years, and I come to you. Tell me, what can I show? What I can show you? You know, and so many guys are brave when they put in their homes on Facebook, their farm on Facebook, their team. You see them putting their animals on Facebook. They're bluffing in front of the people, in front of the masses. And masses then they go on a prisoner. So what do people do?
So Tomalin, some of the things you don't easily get about what's happening on the ground is the whole issue of trucking. All the things you're talking about, the reason I'm talking about even 3 months, 4 months to some of these elections. Tomalin, I've been fully involved with this thing, directly involved. I did over 25 projects in Buchanan. I've been directly involved with the game on the ground. Tomalin, when you've done with all these life-changing projects, somebody will come to the process 3 to 4 months to the election and truck 10,000 people and they'll win the election. They don't have to do anything, Tomalin. They don't have to. That's what's going on.
I saw the trucking, but
all these things you're talking, you were talking.
Good people. They don't like
you were talking, Tomalin. The man who wants to run for senator or representative, he will keep his 100 or 200,000 and truck 10 to 15,000 people to a district and win the election. He doesn't have to do anything. There are people basically on standby and ready to take $20 or $50 to go to.
That what they call national high grade. That what happened like the national high grade.
Tomalin, all that thing we're talking on the paper.
I don't know what I choose.
You have a national high grade.
That one can change the game plan.
So you try to pop. Once you're getting $100. They just thinking about today and that they will eat tomorrow. They thinking about a children's future.
The people now see voting here as a whole business. It's a business. The electors are business people.
Yeah.
Election time, you will finish talking all that your good thing days that they listen to you. The next thing when you finish talking, somebody thinking, what am I leaving here before we get out of the place? You can carry. They're not thinking. The people, when you're talking, somebody is thinking about money. That only money going to that man. You can be 50 people you're talking to them. They're thinking about what you will leave there when you leave it. Somebody that not their mind.
They are not thinking about a children's future in the next 10 years. They don't think how that bro will be.
They're not thinking.
They're not thinking they just won't eat tomorrow and go later and have sex. That they won't think.
If you notice, the highest spenders in our election year, the highest spenders are the ones that win. The highest spenders.
But I truth, Tomali,
the highest spenders.
Eat when you read when you hear that thing. No. They said they feeling quiet. I went to the country. They messing it. They greening. I hot sweaty. I feeling quiet. I just want to go lay down on my bed. I said, oh.
They let somebody let other people. They calling it. I know what kind of fly. High grade fly.
Money to quote tomorrow.
High grade fly. You don't know what that thing is?
No wait. Grace, son. What Grace say again? Grace say again. What you say?
I said the people time for election. What talk I say in a true. The people just want that you truck they get them home. They just think how to quote tomorrow.
It's done.
They have to
go. No wait, yeah.
They finish cooking. They were finish cooking. They go lay inside. They finish eating. They have sex.
I'm telling you, Tomalin, protest. You will do all the good things here, and like now the way we got a group of people will consistently remain in power if we're not careful. Because the new trend that we also have in the country now, where they make it serve a district or a county today, the following year they make it go to another district or another county. So people are now looking for the most impoverished terrains to go.
Yeah, I don't want to be saved.
Oh, man. The country lives on high grade. And if you don't have a high grade, you can't. Everything that fly, the poor can. Even election, the high grade. You can't.
Of course.
If they will do that one, will do that one. The
praise. You go, we carry work, continue to go do work. They messing it up. We finish doing the work. We not shy. We get a small thing. Say tomorrow, you come and let's do the work. Say, okay. The small ring come in the thing, hitting the single. The major say, I said, what happened? You what? He said, oh, cool. Me, I just want to go lay down.
But Tomalin, do you even know that almost 30 to 40% of the money you use on your campaign, that money is used on election day? Do you know that? People keep bags of money on their back election day. Bags of money on their backs on election day. Yeah. And they just see a group of people sitting down. My man, what you doing here? Only for you, my man. Let's $100 go for.
Yeah.
So it means the man who sat with them for the last 5 years campaigning with them, the men who just bring money on election day and get ready, they're going for that man.
Yeah.
So people keep bucket the money even for election day. They got so now the man rent 10, 15 motorbike. He put boards on it with bear on their back, 100,000 all in no bags. They passing it around and giving it to people election day.
Ah, great, man. You got how good that country you get.
So you say you want to talk to them for 5 years? Why you wasting your time talking to these people for 5 years, Tomalin?
The country don't not lie. I country that country. Look,
election day, somebody will come right over there and buy that man that you've been talking to 5 years.
2017, I went Sunday, right? I think our ALP, President Johnson and Mr. Ure. He signed it. After he finished signing the deal with the man, he said, yeah, we'll form an alliance. By the time he finished signing, the President Johnson, he just left from there. He thought again. I said that man going to say he going to flip. When he said man. By the time they call him, he said man change. So look, the country that black country. Let me frank. And we got your mindset.
The country that black country, but we're not allowed it to be black country. This is why we're here. We'll continue to talk until we make barriers.
Let me tell you, right? Let me tell you, our in Liberia, right? By the time I think we're at ALP headquarters. By the time some guy saw me, right? The open battle crown me, Jack with my knee. I think for the go.
You gotta pay for the battle crown, huh?
Yeah, they'll come with you. They'll come walking on knee, be singing song with your knee, and you think they're moral for you now. And you walking. Yeah, it happened, Toga. We went to how do you call it? To Julius jail station. Where station?
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, we came from in the place. I think I me and Ben Sanvee. We came from that place. When we came outside, the crowd at outside. Apparently, we were in the studio. When we got outside, yo, that's singing song. I said, oh, the security guard 1 minute. I mean, they put singing song, battle crowd, they organized with your name. And then they posted, get the post on your go. On the way, let you go. They both could organize. The last one. I'm more 2002 when we spoon to Liberia. That day, my man, still not on YouTube. Hey, what is it? CEO. Everywhere you go, they'll give me a award, give me a certificate. Then when they give you the bros, some are chef for a gown, African chef. We can for you guys, what you guys are doing. We can gown you guys. I said, somebody said, man, that I'm not you. They put you. We went to the CU, and dialogue.
Still, yeah.
One there, the people have whole program. Well, look, they say they get a whole budget. And
budget, of course, yeah.
They'll we'll take care of it. We'll pay for it. Somebody said, guess what? That's simply they say they'll change their billing. You come out to be the simple, and they stay there today.
I went to Liberia. I think I have built my organization. I built a school in Bassa in Owen School. So we there dedicating the school, and then we got through everything. I look at about 50 young men standing in the corner. They finish putting to the bring petition the meal. So I'm getting ready to go to get in my car because I said, "You have to take that mess for me. Y'all want to keep giving money there. Don't bring it to me. Don't bring it to me. Take that mess for me." You know?
Then you gotta get a whole team working for you while you everybody sending money to them to keep them up.
So I'm getting money to go buy. They keep you a beer, whatever to go do it. I think you get it from me. I got no intention of getting like real politics shit.
But you also the video with GMB. What GMB said? They had it probably on the mic. He said, "Look at the people there." But that is
everywhere you go now, you just be spending money, even if you're not playing.
Even the president playing with them.
I'm great.
But I say, Ellen's first tour she made when she became president. In fact, most of the ministers used to stay far away because I was all on the tour across Liberia. Every small stop, she had to give money. So now she would just turn to some of the ministers, you got some change there. So at a certain point, all the ministers started running away. Because it's like, where they stop, Ellen would need money and Ellen was going all the money. So she would ask them, "You need to give me something for me."
Yeah.
So when Ellen stopped somewhere, all the ministers running from the scene.
And that's
our people did.
That's what they did. That's for the country. You're not supposed to do that, because if you encourage the people that way, they're going to think it's okay for them to continue to do that. These people have a lot of talent. They can use their talent to do something and get money. But if they're just waiting us out a radio station clapping for people who came from America with battle cry just to get money, that's a waste of time. That 1 hour you take to do that, you could be doing something that will benefit your life. Something different. I know they'll say, "Oh, that Liberia, nothing there to do." We all live in Liberia. We survive there. There is way to survive in Liberia. The people are lazy. They don't want to do anything because they got used to United Nations giving their hand out because of the war, and they just got used to that person. They don't want to graduate.
They didn't have no opportunity.
They need to
government. I create that job opportunity for them. So what else? They reduce them to back up. That's the only way they can have control over them. That's the only way they can use them to vote for them. To reduce them to backer.
That's why they should be seeking or wait for the government to be able to create those things for them instead of them voting people into power just for money. Because they won't collect that $100 for that meeting, they need to put government in.
You see, there's a debate. There's a debate coming up. I think there's a debate coming up between maybe Biden and Trump in a few days. You see, the economy will be a focus, and it will be focused around mostly sometimes job creation before they come to foreign relations and other things. In Liberia, we barely talk about job creation.
No, we don't
talk about barely.
Because you cannot blame the politicians on this. You have to blame the people in the country, the citizens. They do not hold the people to the fire because they don't think about the future. As I told you, this about them is nothing about future life. They just want to exist in a particular moment in time and do what they have to do. Someone this one in 19, I'm going to say that same thing. Do what they have to do. They don't hold the politicians accountable for them to be able to tell them.
I agree.
Yes. So this is just the people are not gearing towards their future. They are not thinking about their children. And I think this is very selfish that they're doing. They don't look out for the future generation. They don't look out for themselves. And that's the reason why most Liberians are dying into poverty. They are dying in poverty and leaving this world and have not experienced anything when it comes to life because they did it to themselves. The way they vote, the way they carry on situations in the country, when they stand up for something, before you look, they get in small money, they shut up, they move, they say, well, we have experienced so many things trying to help the country in our weak way. You stand up for the people for them to fight for a cause. Before you look, they bribe the owner cover. Me, I can't leave it. I want you to top of my case again. The people say I'm gonna leave it. So many things. So we thank God for Musa Belete who keep coming up with this thing about the diaspora Liberians to have rights in our country, and I can't wait for that bill to be passed because it will take the diaspora Liberians to really bring that country back to normalcy.
You're getting trouble.
Because the people in Liberia, we have to live together. We have
to get in trouble
to bring the change for the country, or else that will remain in Vla, as Peabody always say.
That complete the whole thing. They got Vla and high grade Vla. High grade Vla that another day lie. That's saying the rule. Everything will be clear. That high grade Vla that the rule. You know.
Yeah, we get to the highest level.
That's how the country is sad though, because the people you allow to them. Look, for instance, if you
don't have to lie to them, Tomalin.
If you like a single representative and you do what the doing, people would say that won't mean.
Yeah. You stay in government 15 years, you pay 1 half. Oh.
Yeah. You stay in government 15 years, ain't been no hurry. Or if I get house, you know about that. See, when you walking by land. I'm trying to be honest with you, but hey, that. It's sad though. It's sad, and
the meeting
everything
we need
the
people to deliver the campaign promises. We need them to deliver the campaign promises. Like when people should stay in the street and say, "Look, you told us that in 100 days there will be no cars stuck in the mud. You have not delivered that. We need this to happen." They hold the president to it. They see where they can just get on the street. And because this is written in stone, it has a voice recording. He said that.
But let me tell you what happened.
The people voted for him.
Grace, General. Okay. Resistance, right? Guess what happened? All of that 10% that group, they will infiltrate that group. Guess what? When they put in Sonny, they will flip on and say they will break away because she want to break away.
Tomalin.
Not honest. All we have to do as on a platform, educate the people, tell them, we keep telling them, say, look, the people will keep on using you, you get the same results as long as you allow it to be used. You say they bring money to you, either money by saying to you vote your conscience, you vote your interest. Don't vote because Lofa Julius say he will give you give some money for that day. Election day, they facing food for you to eat, fucking you. I mean, if I live Johnsonville, my house in Johnsonville, why would I want to go way to Lofa to go for
Tomalin, Toga, let me just say this, right? Let me just say this real quick. I see how all of us want to hold government officials accountable, right? But we are forgetting the actual perpetrators of these behaviors, the people themselves, the community we live in. The community is corrupt, but we don't see reason to bring them to public ridicule. We will shield these people because they are either friends or relatives of ours. We will shield these people because we have close proximity to. We will defend these people, and then we expect the people to say, "Oh, Liberia will change." We would never move Liberia forward until we ourselves. If Tomalin is going contrary to what I believe in, I should be able to sit publicly and call Tomalin out for his contribution to anything that I believe is either unethical or void of integrity. If I can call Dr. Peabody out publicly, Dr. Peabody would be very conscious when he's doing certain things. But you know what we often do? Toga will come to defend one of his buddies in government because he wants to maintain that close relationship, and because Toga works in the media, so that person will keep Toga close, so that whenever things are mentioned about him or them, Toga will come in their defense, and he will defend it rigorously. Then they'll come, go, great, now you're a good friend. You can never, and I promise you, we would never change Liberia like this until we start to shame ourselves. If Grace can come out publicly and shame Lofa Julius for his contribution to any corrupt practice, whether he is a part of an institution, we will start from our community level and then we will go up. And that's the reason why when we are part of these institutions, we must start to hold ourselves accountable. Leadership starts with us. Whether you want to become the president, senator, or representatives, it don't matter. Let us start to hold ourselves accountable. Then we can start to look at the other people who are doing these things. But if people see these things just like joke, they will see anybody anytime and say, hey, man, hero. Call you hero simply because they want data from you. They will call you. Let me close on this note. I listened during the elections. I listened to my own brother Toga on here. Toga was in Grand Bassa County telling the people they should not vote for anybody out of Grand Bassa County. He was not speaking on unity, though. He was not speaking on the issue of uniting Basolians to come and vote people based on his ability or her ability to change the country. He was talking about the tribal line and the division. And I even commented on the show. I said, Toga, this is not what a young man like you should do. So now, I will close on that note. We cannot change Liberia if we cannot hold ourselves accountable.
But yes, we hold government officials accountable because they are paid by taxpayers. That's what we hold them accountable for, because they are paid by taxpayers and they chose to be public official, and that's why we hold them accountable. Okay, so the thing is, I want to piggyback to the earlier show when we're trying to bring somebody here to assassinate another person's character, and people say, "Oh, it's not that. It's not fair." The person is not a government official. We hold government officials to tax because they are paid by taxpayer money. They choose to be on closing argument because you know what? If people say things that cost me, I selected to be on this platform in the public media, and that's what I'm saying. So it is true what you said, Julia. But the fact is, government officials should be held. They are the one, the layman out there got nothing and stuff like that. But the government officials who are taking pay, who are receiving their money, are the ones should be held accountable.
Can I do my closing, please?
I'm done, guys. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm done. So if you got it,
okay.
All right, guys. Peabody, you got to end it from your side. I already left the studio though.
Yeah. So
you got to end it from your side.
Go ahead. Do it. Well, Henry is there. He can end it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, y'all ending it now? We still on
go.
Yeah, I just want to say it was a very nice show tonight, and you know, that's why I like the closing argument. Everybody have their own, everybody has their own point of view or their closing argument, and that's the point of this show. I also like to clarify something out there that although I do advocacy, but every advocate work that I have done, I have real evidence to everything. If I call a Jefferson Kochi here, if anything that he did, it means that I got substantial evidence before I open my mouth to call him. Anybody who follow me will know I have catalogs of the work that Lawani have done and have results. So I'm not in a place where I like to name and shame people, but I have to have real facts that, this is what it is for us to name and shame people. Because people name and their character is very important to them. One thing my mother always told me, say, Grace, if you get nothing in the world, you must have your name. My mom said to all her children. So I'm not in the business of trying to talk on people's name because somebody can't tell me something and they got a fact and I don't know the other person's fact. If they got a fact and I don't know the other person's fact, then it should be court proceedings and findings on that fact for me to agree with you on it. So I just wanted to say that. I also want to say that the president is too silent. We complain, but we are not speaking. Joseph Boakai don't really speak, and when he speaks, he doesn't sound in a way that for us to really understand what he's saying. Now we are Liberians, we still not understanding him. And I heard the press secretary spoke, I think that today or yesterday she spoke on his different trips and stuff. And some of it was just not adding up to me. How will you make a trip to Guinea-Bissau and the country don't know? You're not telling us anything about your private jets that you are using. If another country is sending for you, you still need to give us information on that because the public need to know what's going on in the president's office that will really benefit the country. So I have problem with that. The asset recovery we see is in limbo. The people are not making flour among themselves because some people say money was given to Dr. Martin, and so Dr. Martin Group said he never received money. We need something substantial to come out of that. We need somebody to speak on it, with firm statement, so we can know which side saying the truth. It's not fair to the Liberian people. You create this entity or you create this group to do a work, and now they're coming after each other on Facebook. So the president need or the president office need to handle that. And nepotism has gotten up to its standards now in the country. We hear about Cooper Craw office with the nepotism. We need information on those things. And when we want to tell the police, Gregory Cuomo, anytime you have cases that affect the public that we need to know, about all cases, in fact, you need to bring it out to the public so people can hear what's going on in the country, and also help to stop those people that doing these things so they can stop doing them. Because when the need is out there in the news and people hearing what's going on, you don't keep the cases. These are not secret information. If you're in my area in York, cases went on, somebody raped somebody, they play over. I was checking that they play over 6 times on the radio station. It was played 7 times on the television station. The main picture was shown so people can be aware. So when other people won't do that thing and say, you know what, I'm scared because I don't want my need to be out there. So you need to share the cases with the public so we can know what's going on. As far as we've been a part of Liberians in Liberia, they don't want us to be a part as the spoiled Liberians, but they want our money to be transmitted. And I don't think it's fair. I know a lot of people are getting sense now. They're not sending money like before. So we need to be part of whatsoever going on in Liberia. We thank God for Musa Bedete bringing all that bill that he wants to pass in the House.
Chairman Musa Bedete.
Eh?
I said Chairman Musa Bedete.
Yeah, Chairman Musa Bedete. So we can be a part of that. I'm not used to putting titles to people's name because Jesus Christ in the King, he tell nobody to call him God. Just say you call me Jesus Christ. So I'm not used to that. But Chairman Musa Bedete, we want to thank you for. We want you to push that bill. We are watching to see because Liberians, as a whole, we need to live with the people in Liberia, and we all are one family. We need to work together to bring our country back on to stand. I just want to say that we want to remember the 30 children that were raped in our orphanage home. We hope something comes out of it because we are not hearing anything, and we need our case to also be public so we can know what's going on. Thank you so much, guys. You guys have a great weekend. I appreciate being on this platform.
Toga, do your closing real quick. We gotta go real quick.
Yeah, so all I'd like to say is it was a good show. I mean, we took up a lot of time on some other issues, but the show is mostly followed by us, especially Liberians, and I think most of our issues, should be focused on the country. There are a lot of happenings here every day. I jotted down and researched maybe around 10 to 15 issues, and most of those issues were critical. The issue with the office of the vice president and what he's doing there with some of the people there and stuff like that. Most of those issues that were raised is it's just that Lofa is gone. But the issue, for example, from our county is something that I am very passionate about. You see, Dr. Peabody, you're already talking about what work you're doing in Orange Grove. All right. Now, if you come from Basso or from some county and you're very prominent in society and you don't give back to that county only when you intend to run for office, then that's a red flag for me. Right. And some people will raise those issues because you will be asked. Okay, you can come and your family or yourself, you play some prominent role. They play some prominent role in the county, and all along, you get nothing back. A lot of people have even been reaching out to me lately. Some people will write me, since the election ended, they hear us. We still talk about issues. We still critical on our social media pages and all of that. And some people reach out to us every day because they thought by this time we will have gone very silent. Only a few and courageous people are still talking about some of the issues. Everybody now looking for a job. Everybody on the job hunt, here, there, and yonder. So the few people who are even courageous today, but be you aware that, look, very soon, when they say, look, it's about time for us to regroup as a team, for us to fight, for the soul of the country, this, that, then they don't need certain people around anymore. You are only good at this point in time of raising these critical national issues when it cannot for you to form a united front to make a decision for the country. Then other people want to ostracize other people. That's where the problem can be. So,
I agree.
So we have to look at all of these things critically if we must have a united front to change this country. We can't change this country by ostracizing other people. That's not going to happen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you. Have a good weekend too, God. Grace, have a great weekend. Let me just say a special congratulations to Ms. Telvina Cole for her earning her Master in Cyber Defense. Telvina, congratulations. Wish you all the best. Henry, everybody, God bless you guys, man. Take care. Have a good weekend. We'll be in touch. Bye-bye.